Hello, fellow mech warriors. Mage Leader here. Make sure the microphone is working. Is it working? It looks like it is. Let me turn up the gain just a little bit. Okay. We are back with another installment of the Transformers RPG. I am joined today by the rest of the Mage Squadron players. I've got with us today D. Say hello, D.
Hello, D.
Good enough. We got Lucian.
Hello.
We have Oswald.
Hello, folks.
And for better or worse, we have Zero.
Greetings.
Fantastic. So you guys remember what happened last time.
Yeah. Ass kicked 6 ways from Sunday.
Besides that's going to happen every time.
Good. Completion.
So last time we were guiding along the Autobot convoy, taking it along up north to rendezvous with the rest of the Autobots up in the Arctic Circle. You guys ran into a Decepticon attack, which strafed the convoy. Sorry, not Decepticon, a Cobra attack that strafed the convoy, and Decepticons came in and actually helped chase them off. You then went to find the source of where the attack had come from. In the process, however, you discovered that one of your G.I. Joe compatriots was actually a Cobra agent in disguise who captured Lady J. And now we pick up right where we left off, back at the convoy.
And now the continuation.
I figured I'm mostly fleeted again.
Yeah,
Well,
I think we were putting it back together.
We brought you back, and Ratchet was fixing you up. So we ruled that as he has the proper facilities in the convoy to restore you back to your full operational capacity.
Hey. And a little extra armor at that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Fox One's looking through the trucks to see if they have an ammo feeder for his Vulcan.
An ammo feeder. Okay.
I guess I'm just waiting for whatever's Shadow Bolt to be ready to go again, because I'm sure we're going after Lady J here.
Sorry for being the hanger queen, guys.
Well, it happens with that high performance kind of stuff you guys are full of. Yeah, man, it sounds really good on paper, but really doesn't play too well in the field.
In my defense, I am a bit rusty.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. I didn't want to say anything because I thought it'd be rude, but since you brought it up, yeah, you could use a bit of a scrub down.
Yeah, sandblast. I meant figuratively. When Ratchet put me back together, he wasn't able to restore everything from my memory module.
He's saying that he's older than Alpha Trion.
Yeah, I'm still working on that one. But all right. Well, let's just say it's more than just figuratively, but we'll work on that part a bit later.
All right. We need to go get Lady J back.
All right. I'm hoping this doesn't become a pattern. That's memory serves. Didn't we get here just a couple days ago?
I don't even know how much time has passed since I've been.
Yeah, how much time has passed, Mage?
It's been a good couple months since the Battle of Boston you guys were in.
All right.
Before that, I mean, what you guys were up to before you joined up with the Ark, that's kind of up to you.
I thought I meant, like, for last week. This is just immediately after?
Yeah, this is immediately after.
Okay, so is there an ammo feeder present?
That depends. Let me take a look here. Is that an item from the book?
It's a weapon upgrade.
Okay.
All it does is it makes it so you don't have to spend a free action to reload it.
Okay. So, does your weapon even require reloading?
It is statted after a rifle, so technically yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll say that you can have an ammo feeder.
Thank you.
Well, I guess that'd be a better feeder, considering that it's already pushing 20. But
that, and I imagine probably a larger magazine, probably somewhere internal.
Is there one for my shotgun?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like on a mech in BattleTech where they have an ammo feed that just runs down the length of the entire arm and the ammo's in the torso somewhere.
So if you want to get things like weapon upgrades, it depends on on what you're able to requisition, which I believe is one of your stats.
It's based on your role and also, like, like their different classes can requisition different equipment and different rarity of equipment just by asking for it, and others you have to roll for it.
Yeah, an ammo feeder falls under a restricted weapon upgrade, so you need to have the proper clearances for it. Which I assume, since Zero has read the whole rulebook back to back, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Give me the form. I'll fill it out for you.
One of the nice things about being a warrior is you're trained with every weapon.
Andy.
Burt gun.
Well, you bots can fancy yourselves getting all that fancy pants equipment, but I'm just fine with what I got here. Maybe we should stop farting around, picking our nose, and bolting on extra parts and go take care of the business here, huh?
After that, we just need to figure out where Lady J is.
I mean, we had an idea of where the AA missiles are coming from, right?
Yes,
There's a
They're
suspicious-looking stack of rocks that looks sort of like a hill, but almost like an artificial hill that you guys found yesterday, which is where the missiles were coming from.
Right.
Well, yeah, I see it. We go find where they're shooting them missiles what hit Shadowbolt like 6 times yesterday, then, we can probably, that's probably where they put Lady J.
Sounds about right.
That's where the last signal caught helicopters from.
Yeah, that's where the helicopters were flying off to yesterday. Or at least in that direction. All right.
Also, when was anyone going to tell me the humans got T-Cogs? What the hell was that?
Flame Starscream.
That one guy turned into another guy. Dude, what? That's the first time I've seen a human do that.
I think it was a mask or makeup or something.
Oh, you mean
What now?
Zartan? Zartan is special.
You're going to have to explain that one to me. But
Is it as in padded cell special?
I'm not sure how it works. I'm not a scientist.
So Flint has been nearby, and he just kind of shakes his head and says, "Yeah, we don't know how it works either." He just does that. You'd think we'd have learned to watch out for it by now, but apparently not.
Yeah, it seems like it could be a kind of a problem there, but all right.
It is, frequently. Embarrassingly frequently.
Would Lady J have a homing beacon on her?
No.
Not to mention, I'm sure if she did, it would probably be jammed or removed.
Yeah, if there was any way for you to be in contact with her, she would have made it very clear and would be contacting you.
A beacon just tells you where she is, not.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty good idea of where she's at.
Yes. So let's get moving.
We're not the only ones, because Flint and a few others are with us.
Yeah, you can choose to take a couple Joes with you, or you can go it on your own. That's up to you.
We should take. Well, Flint is really hacked off that Zartan got to him twice. So
yeah, I say we bring Flint
and a few others.
All right. Hey, Joes, who wants to go rescue your princess?
What?
Don't let her hear you call her that.
So are they going with Hound?
With Hound?
That gets confusing.
Hound's an Autobot, not a Joe.
Yeah, I know, but
Hound isn't with the convoy.
Right. Okay.
No,
So he's got more
The Joes have their own jeeps that they're bringing, but a hound is not one of them.
Okay. I think we're going to be doing some infiltration. Hey, where's Snake Eyes?
I was actually going to say, where is he?
Snake Eyes is on special assignment at the moment. He's not with the convoy.
All right, well, what's the next best thing?
Next best thing. So the Joes that you
Joe.
currently have access to are generic Joes, and you have Flint, and you have, let's see, you'll have Shipwreck and Duke himself.
Christ. One of these things is not like the other.
Well,
Shipwreck is here because they suspect there will be some river crossings at some point.
All right.
He's not awful, man.
And I'll suggest we bring along Flint, maybe a couple of regular Joes to just some backup here.
Okay. So, since most of them have to stay and protect the convoy, I'll let you guys, if you want, you can take a squad of Joes headed up by Flint.
That'll work.
Okay.
So squad, we're looking at how many troops are in a typical squad? We're looking at like a rifle section, right?
Squad would be like it'd be 2 fire teams. It'd be 10.
We're gonna treat it like a singular entity. There is the squad of Joes with I'll give them an HP set that roughly corresponds to the number of Joes that are there.
So that is anywhere from 5 to 14 troops.
I would say you guys have a small team of 6, including Flint.
That works.
Yeah, I mean, I've been assuming the Joes don't follow standard military, I don't know, organization, but yeah.
Yeah,
right.
they are technically special forces, I believe. So
They are. So they're not like regular grunts. These are like Green Berets.
So they operate in it's a 12.
Well,
Let's not overthink it.
Well, they could spare 6.
you guys are putting way too much thought into this. You got 6 Joes, including Flint.
You should see how Zero operates.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
I am
Okay.
autistic, but I'm not that autistic. We're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants on this one.
All right. Does the Joe fire team have its own vehicle, or are they piling into one of us?
They're gonna be hoofing it unless you let them ride with you.
That's the most spring break thing I've ever heard.
I'm opening a few doors.
All right.
I open up my doors too. So come on, guys.
Okay. So let's see. Did we establish how big your cab is, Lucian?
I think we managed to pack 4 Joes in there before, so it's sort of like a standard, like extended cab kind of thing.
Okay. So
And
yeah,
the rest
4 in
can ride
them, and then
The rest can ride in the bed, or they can get in D.
yeah.
Barracuda.
You guys you're killing my inner 12 guys.
Uh huh. Well, I heard it too, but let's move on.
All right. So we'll say that Lucian has 4, and D has 2. So do you guys want to fight over which one has Flynn, or do we flip a coin?
I'll take Flint.
Well, that depends. How good is Flint's G tolerance?
It's always my Bombay.
Oh God.
Yeah. That is something you guys will have to keep in mind. If you want to transform safely, you're either going to need to concentrate on transforming and take a full turn to do it, as opposed to an action, like a free action.
Yes.
Take a full action to do it carefully, and then anytime something hits you or knocks you over, or you have to do something more strenuous than basic movement, we're going to have to roll to see if the Joes inside get damaged. Or you could let them out first.
Got it.
Which is why I'm probably not going to take anyone unless I know they can handle at least.
Basically,
12
if you have riders in you when combat starts, you're going to need to take a turn either disembarking everybody or transforming carefully with them inside, and that will be up to you.
Note that in my case, that probably means hitting the ejection seat for them.
Well, I mean, you could probably pop your canopy and just morph a T-1000 face in front of them and say, "Get out."
Okay. Anyway.
All right. So you guys all pile together and you head off into the woods. It's a little tough going for regular wheeled vehicles. Obviously, and then another thing to keep in mind is, are the flyers gonna be flying?
No.
No, because we know they have air defenses. So
Yeah,
we're
okay.
moving on foot.
Just wanted to double check that before I just have everybody run off.
I got my ass kicked so bad, I might just choose a ground alt.
You can become a triple changer if you take the alternate alt mode perk at level
We're still
4.
pretty early in the campaign. If you want to switch over to a ground alt mode, I'll allow it.
I wasn't being serious. I was just
Okay.
Okay.
Just that goes for anyone. If you decide you want to change up your character or roll up a new one, I can accommodate that.
I mean, given what happened last time, I'd actually be willing to buy that Ratchet put you back together as a car this time. Sorry, I had to make a few compromises.
All right, buddy. No more flying for you. Doctor's orders. It's bad for your health. All right.
And don't forget, it's also bad for Ratchet's sanity.
Well,
I was about to say, yeah, I give Ratchet enough headaches without you.
So you guys are rolling along through the woods. There isn't a whole lot to see at the moment, just trees, and more trees. You start rolling about, I'd say about half an hour of picking your way through this terrain carefully. I'm going to need... So who... you guys driving in single file, line abreast? How are you guys moving?
Single file hard to track.
I was going to say, if we follow the road that we probably made last time we went in...
It'll get you part of the way there, yeah. You guys have left that behind.
Up to the crater we made with that huge, great, big thing.
Yeah, you guys are past the crater. You do still have access to the designator.
I don't think we should be... I don't think we should be either line abreast or single file. We should be...
Yeah, single file to hide on numbers.
Who's at the head of the formation is what I'm trying to get at here.
Well,
probably.
Oh, yeah, I would say either D, Barracuda, or me, just because we're probably setting the pace here.
Okay, well, probably you.
All right, so we got Yard Dug up front. So
yeah, sure.
I'm going to need you to give me a situational awareness check.
I'm great at these. I can make an alertness roll. I'm assuming situational awareness is like a subset of that.
Yeah, it is. Whichever stat on your character sheet seems most relevant.
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
The skills in this game are hard to keep track of. They really are.
It's a good thing you're doing it and not me, because I would take a downshift for that.
That's not bad. That's a 15.
Okay. So while you're riding along, you hear something suspicious coming from up ahead. There's a strange noise.
Strange noise, like an animal noise or a mechanical noise or what?
It sounds mechanical.
Alright, I'll slow down, signal the rest of these guys, say, hey, guy, I think there might be something up ahead here. Don't know what it is, but given that Cobra and whatever the hell else involved, it probably ain't good.
There's a very loud snap, almost like somebody's broken a tree. Like, you know that sound that is made when you step on a twig? It's like that, but way louder.
Alright, guns out.
Yeah, scrap.
My company.
Okay, so I'm going to open my doors for the Joes.
I'm going to try to take a covered position.
I mean, at the moment, nothing's jumped out at us, but yeah, I'll open the doors and let out the Joes inside of me too, and if nothing has jumped out yet, I'll probably creep along forward and have a look. Still as a truck here.
Yeah, snap.
Okay. So as you guys are all looking around, the sound hasn't come again. As far as you know, there hasn't been any change. So you heard the very loud snapping noise, and now it's quiet again.
Well, I probably have at least a rough idea where the snapping noise came from, so I'll drive off in that direction and just have a look.
Okay.
All right.
I'll keep them covered.
I'll have you give me another roll as you go along looking for...
Side note, I'm probably one of the worst people to be doing this. I just don't know any better. Let's do another alert.
Can I go and give him some backup?
If you want.
Yep.
Do you want to lend assistance to his search?
Yep.
So
Meanwhile, Fox 1 is going to do an alertness check of the immediate surroundings in case they're being watched.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I rolled an 18.
So,
Okay. So since we're doing lend assistance, it's going to be Lucian's check, and he's going to roll twice and take the higher number.
Right,
Alright.
sorry.
Let's see here.
okay, so
Wow.
for Fox 1's alertness check of the immediate surroundings, he rolled a 14.
Okay. So
Well-
you don't see anything out of the ordinary, but you feel a little weird sensation like you're being watched.
Well, that is a net 20,
So
so
I'm going to warn
22.
Shadow Hole.
Okay.
I warn
So
Shadow
yeah,
Hole,
as you pull forward, you see something through the trees. There is a definite patch of blue among all the green with some sort of chrome metallic attached to it. And as you get closer, you actually see that there is a transformer kind of trying to hide amongst the trees, and he has not spotted you.
Well, time to engage him.
He seems to be watching in the direction of Zero.
Can we try and sneak up on him?
You can try.
Alright. I'm definitely not a sneaky person, so if it looks like Barracuda wants to go sneaking, I'll like kind of
Yeah, you really should take, when you get a chance, you should take a die in infiltration.
I have a heavy infiltration. How about I do?
Well, you can't see him.
And
that is the
if-
problem.
Yeah,
And if they radio us, he'll probably hear us.
Yeah.
yeah. So far, Lucian and D are the only ones that can see him.
Alright. I'm sort of whispering to the Barracuda, say, someone out there, I mean, you want to go poke him and see what he does?
She tries her hardest not to laugh and goes, okay. And she tries and goes around behind.
Okay.
Or the other way.
I'll have you do an infiltration check, and I'll test that against his alertness.
Actually, what I
We're gonna do a contested
Is
roll.
that's what, a survival?
Infiltration is its own skill.
Yeah.
yeah, it's under speed.
Right, got it.
All right. So we're gonna do a contested roll here. All right, and let me know what you get.
I got a nat 20.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to sneak up right behind him. You get real close, and he has still not spotted you. As you get closer, you notice a Decepticon logo on his left shoulder, and you may actually, let's see, you're another former Decepticon, aren't you?
No, she's but she knew a few of them before the war.
He's a
She was like,
senator.
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, you don't recognize this particular one, I don't think.
I'll do like the Metal Gear
So you
Solid
are-
thing, put your gun to his back.
You are
and
now
say,
standing
"Freeze."
directly behind him. What do you do?
Can I like put my hand over his mouth, and try and take him down quietly?
You can. What's your size class?
Large. I think she's large.
Size class. Where would that be?
Should be right at the start of your character
it
sheet.
depends on your origin, and I think your origin makes you a large, which is basically your standard size for Cybertronian. Yep, large.
Okay, I'm a mode master, triple changer. That's all I
And
got.
just in the absence of other things, it's probably large.
Large is kind of the default for most Cybertronians.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, you are the same size as roughly as this guy. So if you want to do that, it's going to be a contested strength, or we'll have it be might.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give him a snag for being caught off guard.
Hmm. Am I allowed to radio Shadow Bolt and Fox 1 without tipping this guy off, or would he hear us? Do I assume he'll?
If
Maybe
you
that's a technology check to
radio, so when you were talking about what to do, I gave a roll for his perception to see if he could hear you. So if you speak, I'm gonna give him another roll to see if he hears.
Okay.
You could roll technology to encrypt it, though.
Yeah, though I don't think the content of the message is really what's concerning here. Just the fact that there's a voice behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna wait and see what happens with Barracuda here and hope for the best.
All right. So what do you want to do, D?
I got a 17 to take him down quietly.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Like in Under Siege.
Or like Metal Gear
Okay,
Solid.
goddamn. So yeah, he rolled a 1. So you actually you hop on this guy, you shove him directly down to the ground.
That's hot.
Plow his face directly right into the dirt.
Into the dirt.
Yep. He is completely at your mercy and does not seem to be trying to fight back.
Okie dokie.
Only at this point do I realize there might be more than one of him. So at that point, I radio Shadowbolt and Fox want to say, got one con up here. Come head up.
I'm gonna run up. Do
Yep.
I recognize him?
Yes, so those of you who have served in the Decepticons before recognize this as Onslaught.
Whoa!
That's a problem.
Onslaught, what are you doing here?
I'm eating the dirt. Can you get this bitch off my back?
He doesn't know it's me, does he?
No,
He
but
probably can't see you.
he just generally assumed that the person on his back was a bitch of some kind.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, depending on how close you are, you might feel something pressed against his back.
He's probably just he's mostly just irritated that somebody managed to sneak up on him. He's being salty. Let him have it.
Yeah.
If you insist.
You do notice that he's not carrying a weapon at present.
Okay.
All right.
I'll these three are here. I'm gonna head back and round up the Joes and escort them up here as well.
All right.
So I assume they move slower than we do on their little human legs.
Obviously.
Yes, significantly so. So he takes his hands and he kind of like puts them up onto the back of his head in the typical surrender pose.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to be working with us at the rest of the Combaticons here.
Yeah, which that's got Fox One a bit confused. He's like, "All right, what's going on?"
All right. Are you asking him?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, well, unfortunately, at the moment, I'm on my own. I came here with my team on Megatron's orders. We got readings of some sort of facility in this area. But me and my team were ambushed. They hit us with some kind of strange weapon I'd never encountered before, made us get stuck halfway into our alt modes. Then they dragged everyone else off. I was able to hobble off into the woods and escape.
So they got the Combaticons too. That isn't good.
Most of them. I've been trying to find a way to get inside and break my brothers out. Then you guys showed up. What are you doing here?
Well, one of the Joes got captured, and honestly, they're probably in the same place that the Combaticons are in.
Well, could you use an extra set of hands?
Sure.
Yes.
Although I have an idea on how we should proceed since we've had experience with this weapon before. It seems like only the triple changers here. I'm going to motion to E and Yard Dog. That they seem to be able to deal with it better than we can. So we also have a squad of Joes that can help with that as well. Because when it comes down to that weapon, myself and Fox probably going to be pretty.
Only about half of your words are coming through, Oswald.
Oh, my bad.
Bubbled a bit there.
So try that again.
Because all I said was that the triple changers should lead along with a squad of Joes, because just the regular transformer types like Self, Fox One, Onslaught are gonna be taken down pretty easily.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
So, yeah, if you guys want to change up your formation, you can.
Yeah.
Right.
We're definitely keeping an eye on Onslaught here.
We'll keep him in the back with myself and the Decepticon and former Decepticons.
He kind of looks around. He notices the suspicion you're all looking at him with. He says, "Just so you guys know, I got orders from Megatron. He's told me specifically to cooperate with you guys if we ever ran into you. We have a bigger problem right now than the Autobots."
Exactly.
I got one question for you then. Why was you hiding from us then?
I didn't know who you were. I'm in hostile territory. There's Cobra all over this place.
Not surprised.
Besides, just because Megatron told me to cooperate with you doesn't mean Optimus told you to cooperate with me.
He's got a point.
Point taken. Anyways.
Barracuda will hold out her hand as if to say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump you. I thought you were one of Starscream's lackeys."
Well, don't feel too bad about it. Honestly, I didn't expect a bot as curvaceous as you to move so silently.
She like blushes like she would if she could.
Okay.
She used to be a senator. I didn't know she used to be a commando.
Wow, the world of politics is like a war.
I get to work for the government. The best day of my life. By the way, everyone who's watching the stream, if you haven't seen Transformers 1, go watch it. It is actually good.
All right. Yep. Your dog's looking at the Joes, who I assume are all snickering at this exchange right now.
Yeah, Badassatron.
Oh boy.
All right, so you guys are able to continue making progress. You're seeing no signs of hostility whatsoever from Onslaught. He looks worried more than anything else. You can tell that this guy is very concerned that his team is gone missing, and he's worried about what the Cobras are doing to them.
Barracuda will raise him up front so he can join her.
I reassure him, don't worry, the Combaticons are tough.
Yeah, I know. What do you think I brought him up here?
Well, they're probably better off than my wingmen. Well, hopefully they're better off than my wingmen are. He looks at one of his arms and one of his legs.
Kind of still have them with you.
Kind of.
All right. So, as you guys continue to make progress, the forest actually starts to thin out a little bit. The trees aren't quite as close together. Are you guys still progressing in alt mode?
I'm still on the ground. I was about to say, did you really think I was gonna taxi the whole way as a jet?
Well, I did that.
No, but like, there's other people. There's other Cybertronians in this team than you, Zero.
It does remind me of a pretty funny video. You can check it out later, though.
Well, as soon as it starts spinning out, then I'll go into alt mode.
Okay.
Yeah. Go back to alt mode, reload the Joes, and
I have to double check what Onslaught even turns into. Hang on.
It turns into kind of a gun truck.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I have to find a picture of it. Give me a second. I've got his TF wiki page up. Okay, so he's almost like an anti-aircraft battery on the back of a truck.
Sort of.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a technical.
All right, so
Kind
he's
of,
basically he's the leader of them.
Yeah, he's the tactician of the team. So yeah, he turns into his truck to follow along with you guys, and like his turret is scanning the skies, presumably looking for more trouble bubbles.
All right.
That's about right.
So the forest has started to thin out, and you actually start to see over the tops of the trees that that sort of pseudo hill that you saw before. It's starting to get a little bit closer.
That's the one who got me.
Though from here you can't see any of the anti-aircraft batteries or the SAM sites.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna sneak forward since I have a strong I have stealth.
Okay. You just want to take up the head of the formation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you be careful there, Shadow.
Well, I won't have fall. I won't have far to fall if I do get hit.
So as you get up to toward the front, you kind of stop short. You see what appears to be there's a clearing up ahead. It looks a little bit weird, though. Without a roll, you can't tell exactly what, but it does feel a little bit off.
Well, I'm gonna try my investigation.
All right, give me a roll.
$21.
Okay, it's the grass. Something's wrong with the grass. It's too green. It's too even. In fact, it doesn't even look real.
I'm just gonna get their attention. I'm gonna point down at the pad that looks like that's made to look like grass, and just make a motion that's like it's flat, and point down that there's like stuff under it.
All right. I am gonna do a perception check to look for booby traps.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so that is gonna be D20 and D6 because we're checking for danger for myself, so I don't get a downshift on that.
Swoley says, "My God, Cobra uses AstroTurf."
19.
19? So, yeah, you actually spot between a couple of trees right on the edge of this clearing, there's a little shimmer of light that catches in the sun. You get a little closer, you can actually see it's a tripwire. And it, if you follow the tripwire back to its source, there is a rather large explosive charge stuck to one of the trees, kind of covered up by a bush.
Aim towards enemy or front towards enemy.
Okay, so
can we turn it around? Can we turn it around? So
it's not a directional one. It's just it's like a big block of C4 basically.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just warn everyone. It's like, hey, there's a tripwire rigged to a bomb here. Be careful.
So the Flint comes up. Flint walks up and he's like, "Hey, you can leave that to us. We'll take care of it." The Joes kind of fan out slowly, keep into the cover. They get up to the C4. Flint goes down, just on a knee next to it, starts to tinker with it, and I'm going to roll for his disarming.
Pull a detonator out.
I had to guess it's either a technology or finesse check, probably.
I'm gonna do technology for him.
Oh, can I also?
So he's fiddling with it, and you hear a definite click sound, and then he goes, "Uh-oh," and starts moving a little bit more frantically. I'm gonna roll again.
I pick him up and
Fox 1 lunges for the ground, shouts, "Hit the deck!"
Oh dear.
How big is this block of C4?
It's about as big as his entire torso. Flint's, that is.
That's a lot of plastique.
So, can I put my foot on it?
If you want.
Backing up.
That's about a dozen blocks.
He's still fiddling with it. So if you want to step on it, you better say something to him.
Is that gonna blow now?
It is if I can't stop it. Give me just another couple seconds. Hang on.
My reverse lights come on. I just back up really fast.
Beep, beep,
so if I let me know how many seconds is left, and I can pick it up and throw it.
All right. about, and then you hear another click, and then he goes, oh.
No
Phew.
need to throw it then.
No, thankfully.
Can we bring that with us?
Yeah, that could come in handy. All that plastique.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
If one of you guys wants to take it with you, you can. It is.
Okay, I'll put it in his back, in his back of the pickup truck.
Deploy. I let Scrounger out. Say, guess you're walking. And I put this giant block of C4 in the back of the pickup truck.
All right. So while you guys have, while he successfully managed to defuse that bomb, you start to notice something has changed here. The ground is starting to shake.
That might be a problem.
The ground is starting to shake. You hear a very decidedly mechanical sound, and as you look back at the clearing, the ground is starting to tilt upwards. That astroturf that you noticed.
This might be a good thing.
That looks like a launch ramp.
So there is a slowly widening opening that is starting to appear. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna take cover.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll back up behind a tree here and see what is about to pop out of this.
The Joes have all dived into the bushes.
I'm taking cover as well, and possibly onslaught as well.
I'm actually going to move off just to the side of this thing.
Just hang on. Does Barracuda say take cover and tackle onslaught to the ground?
No.
I'm gonna actually move just off to the side of this thing and stand basically right next to the entrance, but not in front of it.
Okay, so you wanna put yourself like around the corner from the opening?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So whatever comes out.
Just right after you guys all get yourselves hidden, those of you who are in a position to see about 5 of those transforming trouble bubbles pop out. They fly out of the opening, they hover for a second, then they slowly start to rise upward and gain altitude, and they give me a little thing here. Okay. They all zip off in the rough direction of the convoy. They do not appear to have seen you.
Okay, can I send a message to Prime saying trouble bubbles inbound?
Careful, if you don't encrypt it, they might intercept it.
Oh, yeah, okay, encrypted. Trouble bubbles inbound.
That's a technology check.
Yeah, give me a technology check.
Okay, that would be smart.
I was about to say, I don't know if you have any technology points.
No, I don't, so it's just a flat D20, isn't it?
You guys have a comm specialist, don't you?
I can let this distance, or I can do it.
So you can ask Shadowbolt to send the transmission.
Shadowbolt's our intel guy. Let him handle it.
Yeah. Go on. Let him handle that.
All right, give me a roll, Oswald.
All right. 20.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to send a message to Prime, easily encrypted. He calls back, understood. Defenses are ready. How many?
5.
Understood. How's your progress?
We found the opening. We're about to do something with it, and we've obtained explosives, possibly to deal with.
Good work. Keep it up.
Fox 1, meanwhile, is actually
made contact with Onslaught. Vaticons have also been taken. That machine that disrupts transformation, or TCOGs, is also on site.
All right. So
meanwhile, Fox 1 is already trying to sneak his way in.
Okay. As you turn around the corner, you don't see anything that looks like a defensive system. So you're able to step inside the opening without any issues. And as you step in, you feel the ground start to shake again. Those of you who are in the bushes can see that the opening is starting to close.
All right, everybody in.
Yeah, Fox
Okay,
1
I'm going to
hurry up.
I'm going to transform into vehicle mode, and I am driving in.
Okay, everyone's just rushing right in.
Taking a minute to load what Joes I can into me here and then going, yeah.
Oh, the Joes are well within running distance. They're already hoofing it. You don't have to pick them up.
All right. Yep, put it in gear and go.
Okay. You guys all manage to get in. The last Joe slides in and squeezes through the opening just as it's getting shut. Everybody's made it inside. Now, I need... Let's see. So, Fox 1 ran in first. Give me an agility or approximate.
Acrobatics.
Sure, yeah, we'll do acrobatics.
Okay, so that is... Natural 20.
Okay.
Jeez.
You run into the place. You skid to a stop. You kind of slide along the floor for a second and stop within a hair's breadth of a laser. There is a definite laser tripwire across the area you were about to run through. You've managed to stop yourself just in time.
Okay, so Fox 1's going to notify the others that there are motion detectors here.
At the moment, that's the only one that you've seen, but it's only because you almost ran into it, and it's very faint. Barely visible.
You,
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out.
I have a thought for when your dog gets down there, but I don't know if I'm there yet.
You're inside. So all
Oh,
you guys
I
are
see.
in. All you guys are inside this. It's a long tunnel essentially that's functioned like a launch ramp. It looks like something that you could launch like full on aircraft out of if you wanted to. So you guys are all at the entrance to this tunnel, which is closed behind you, and Fox 1 is a little bit further ahead. He has stopped just short of a laser detector.
How easy are these things to avoid if we see them?
If you see them, well, it's a little hard to tell right now because you've only seen one of them. But it's, in fact, you guys haven't seen it. The only one who can see it is Fox 1.
And he
So
has
from where
warned
you
them
guys
that-
are standing, it's completely invisible. He can only see it because he's right on top of it.
Okay.
Okay, so he warns them, be very careful. You won't see these things until you're right on top of them.
Not with your regular optics, anyway.
Yeah. Note to self, invest in night vision.
Your dog tries to like jimmy his engine to burn oil, so he makes a lot of smoke out of his exhaust here.
You might the Joes are gonna have trouble with that.
Do
I
the
don't know.
Joes have night vision goggles or anything like that?
It's actually not a bad idea if you wanna pull yourself up to where the lasers are at. If you want to try and use your exhaust smoke.
Yeah,
You
maybe not.
Back up all the way, just pouring smoke out of your.
That's,
Roll
out
it,
of your head.
Cole.
that's not. Yeah, that's not out of character. Yeah, just turn around, put it in reverse, just start slowly backing down the ramp here.
Okay, so you back up to where the first laser is, and I'll tell you what. Give me. I have a hard time thinking what skill this would be. I don't want to just give it to you because this thing should be governed somewhat by chance. I'm going to roll a die. I'm going to roll a percentile.
Would it not be perception?
I would argue driving might be it, because you have to make sure you're not going too quickly. And
Well, we'll
accidentally
wait on
finish
that
the
till we
fire.
see where the lasers are.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to roll a percentile to see if the smoke effect actually reveals the lasers. Spoolie says
Laser.
fart.mp3.
Do you have a
Hold on.
like a map?
So let me... So I can't play it in a way that you guys will be able to hear, but for those who are watching, he pulls up to where the laser is and makes the following sound. Which Okay, so the first laser is revealed very plainly, and beyond that you can see two more lasers. So the first laser goes at about ankle height for a Cybertronian, so you could step over it without too much trouble. But just about 3 feet beyond that is another one that's closer to waist height, and then beyond that, another couple feet, another one at ankle height. So squeezing past all 3 of these is going to be really tricky, and you can't quite see if there's any beyond it or not.
Can we take off our mirrors to use that as to bounce the beam back?
That will still interrupt. That'll still interrupt the beam.
Yeah, it'll still break the beam. So
yeah. Also, actually, there is a way we could probably see them if we could see the aperture through the wall they're coming through.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to give me a technology check.
Shadowbolt, you want to look for the laser sensors?
Already doing it. Uh, 14.
14? Okay, so yeah, you can see the emitter. It's actually fairly clear where the emitters are as you look down this hallway. It's just a small black dot in the wall, and you can see that they are staggered. So they kind of go down, up, down, up, down, up, all the way down for about 50 feet.
This is gonna be a slog.
Well, okay.
Is there some way we can like interrupt power without and just have maybe they think it's a glitch and they don't notice?
Well, they're still gonna investigate it.
Possibly.
I mean, yeah, but if we move fast, we might be out of here before they come to investigate.
We don't know the layout of the place. We're going in blind.
Hey. All right. You said the lasers are staggered. Are they like as they go down, up, sideways, down, up? Are they like in the same place such that we can?
Yeah, they're in a predictable pattern. So you'll have one going across at ankle height, and then another one at chest height, then ankle height, then chest height, and it just does that back and forth for about 50 feet.
The most reliable way to get past these is probably to try and get on all fours and crawl through them.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to be able to fit if you crawl underneath these.
Yeah, we're
Not
talking
under, between them.
How do you crawl between them?
Very carefully.
Um,
Just move your limbs very carefully.
Yeah, they are pretty close together.
Um,
So let me put it down this way: those of you who are large size class and above will have a snag on each attempt to navigate this.
Actually, hold on. Is there enough of a gap for an F-22 to fit through these in the middle?
Not in the middle, but there's enough headroom where you might be able to fly over it.
All right, that's what
What
I'm
about,
going to do.
what about Scrounger? Why don't we send Scrounger ahead? He can get through all that.
Yep, Scrounger could probably crawl underneath the lower beams. There's also another asset you guys have that you haven't talked about yet.
What's the ceiling like?
Something smaller than you.
Talking about the Joes here.
Yeah.
I was about to ask, Flint, you guys have any trick to get around laser tripwire here?
Yeah, we typically call it going under them. He kind of walks up and he looks at the lasers and says, yeah, these are clearly set up to detect big things coming through. We can get past these no problem.
All right.
Can you interrupt them or bounce them out somehow?
I don't have any equipment for that, but if we go past them, maybe we can figure out where their power supply is at.
That's getting around to what I was suggesting. All right, I suggest here if Flint and his boys and Scrounger maybe go on ahead, maybe they can turn these things off just for a minute. We can zip on down and find some place to squirrel away.
Or at least give us the lay of the land up here.
Same difference, yeah.
While you do that, I'm going to take a leak real quick. It won't take me long.
Okay.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
We're going to make that joke every session, aren't we?
Anytime P comes up, yep.
Oh boy.
All right. So you deploying Scrounger?
Yeah. I had to deploy him earlier to make room in the bed for this giant brick of C4. So yes,
okay. So yeah,
he's out now.
Scrounger and the Joes are able to traverse beneath this laser grid with relative ease. It takes them a little while to go to the end of the of the grid, but they get past it with no trouble. I'll give you direct control over Scrounger. You're going to be leading the Joes, so they're going to follow your lead.
All right. Yep. Well, he's sniffing and just moving on ahead here, and well, he was told before going that we're looking for some kind of a power supply. So yeah, as he's getting close to the end of these laser tripwires, he's sniffing around trying to figure out where the power supply will be coming from.
Okay, you can give me a check for that. How good is he with technology?
Not so good. He's got survival. I'm just pulling that up now to see what it does. See if that's at all something that'd be worthwhile. But foraging, scavenging.
Yeah, this will be technology. He's trying to find a power supply for a piece of technology.
Yeah, he's not good at that, so he'd just be making a raw D20 roll, I assume.
Okay.
This is gonna go great. So 12.
Okay.
Slightly better than I was expecting.
So yeah, he's sniffing around. He looks around along with the Joes. They're all helping him look. You spot, so like in most industrial hallways, you can kind of see the power conduits along the walls and the ceilings. They managed to kind of isolate a few that might be powering the grid and trace it back to a breaker box on the wall. So the hallway goes down and it kind of turns a corner out of view of the opening. And around that corner is a large breaker box.
Okay. Alright, well, Scrounger was also told to look around to see what's down there so I can get an idea of where we're hiding when we dash down the hall here.
At the moment, it's just more hallway.
It'd be. Alright, no visible, like, doorways or anything?
There's some small human-sized doorways every now and again. They seem to be, like, maintenance personnel only signs, that type of thing.
The tunnel we're coming out of was clearly made for large things. Is there any hint of where these large things would be coming from?
Further down.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright, well, don't want to get too separated here, so I guess... yeah, he kind of paused at the breaker box and is trying to signal to the Joes, pull this thing.
Okay, so the Joes busted open. And now Flint's going to take a look inside, and he's going to do a check to see if he can figure out which breaker it is. Okay. So yeah, he isolates a breaker that he's pretty sure is going to work. And he radios back to you guys. Like, all right, I can switch off the lasers, but there's another thing here. These systems are going to be monitored. If those lasers go offline, they could be suspicious, so I'm only going to keep them off for a second. I'll count to 3, I'll switch them off, and then you guys will have to run.
All right.
Ready?
Well, actually, Fox One's going to transform because he's worried there might be pressure plates as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay in my vehicle mode.
Yeah, same here.
All right.
Fox One's going to pull an Ace Combat in this tunnel.
Oh,
1,
Oh,
2, 3.
Go.
All right.
Reach!
So the lasers disappear. You guys start running. So what's everyone's movement when they're transformed?
60 feet because apparently jets are slow as fuck in this game.
Okay.
Attack helicopters can move faster than you, by the way.
Yeah, we've been through this. The Flyers have to make some compromises here.
The rulebook almost borderline advises you not to play as a flying character, and 2 of you picked Flyers.
Yep. I suspect I'm the slowest one here. I've got a speed of 45 as a truck.
Okay.
Mine's either 40 or 60.
I think since you're a car, I believe it's 60. Since your car mode is the champion mode.
Yeah, you've got like a sports car alt mode.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 60.
Then again, to be fair, Foxhole wouldn't be flying at full speed through this tunnel either because he would crash if he did.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys make it through Yard Dog. I'm gonna have you give me an acrobatics check as you get to the end.
Oh goody.
Because you're gonna need to kind of transform and jump to get out of the way of the lasers before they come back on.
I'm seeing them like, coming back on behind me, and yeah, okay, let's see how we do this. Yeah.
Little action
Wow.
movie moment.
Pretty much. Well, it's a 19, so I make a fair
Okay,
fair
yeah,
effort
you
at
leap out of the way. The lasers snap on right behind your feet. You actually manage to... So you jump out of your alt mode, twist around, dodge the laser, and then you retransform and land back on your wheels. Actually look pretty cool.
it. Stop.
Damn,
Is there
Yard
just
Dog, that was
mo-
awesome.
yeah, just this moment of silence, and then just, did anyone see that?
I did. Well done.
All right.
Oh wow, been a while since I had to move like that. Oof. Okay.
You guys managed to regroup with everybody. So the tunnel has been a fairly straight shot. It does curve a little bit as you go further down. And as you move along, you actually see down at the very, very end, I'd say about 200 yards from where you're at, the whole place is illuminated, but you can see a very large set of heavy steel doors that kind of just basically mark the end of the tunnel.
Okay. Are they open?
No, they are not.
Okay. Do we see any way to open them?
Not from where you're standing.
I'm gonna
Well,
roll.
this is a conundrum.
You're still a ways from the end of the tunnel, but you're able to see them from where you are. Along the sides, you do occasionally still see those maintenance doorways, but they are human-sized.
All right. Well, Joe, this is as far as we can go without someone opening that door.
I mean, if you think about it, whatever the opener button for that door is, probably close to the door, one would think. So let's try to go down there and see if there's a maintenance door down there or something.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
So
all
most
gonna...
defenses here are specifically designed against large creatures such as yourselves. I think a lot of the defenses might be.
Oswald, put your mic back down. Talking to your microphone. There you go.
Yeah, I think since most of the detection systems here are geared towards large creatures such as ourselves, I think we should the defenses are as well. We should be very careful.
You guys gonna keep moving toward that door?
Yeah.
Fox one's gonna roll for perception.
Okay. So yeah, as you get close, you can go ahead and give me that roll.
21.
Okay.
Damn.
There is a box near the door, and it's a human-sized box, and it very clearly looks like some kind of intercom.
Okay. Well,
Boring conversation anyway.
All right. There's a PA system over there, but, well, I'm not sure if anyone knows the password.
Is there a camera as well?
Nope, no camera, just a box.
Okay. Where are those human-sized doors so we can try to get the Joes to take a look?
Yeah, so there's no human-sized door near the big door. You see a few like maintenance-related ones back that way, but you haven't opened any of them. There aren't any within close proximity of these doors. They're all still a way back up the tunnel.
All right. Is there an air duct we can shove some poor Joe into?
You can search for that if you want.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll search.
Someone better than me, please search for this, because I might find who knows what the hell I'd find.
Nat 20.
Wow.
You find an air duct immediately. In fact, there's air ducts all over the place. Unfortunately, these are actual air ducts, which means that they're too small for people to fit in.
Hmm.
Can I hear anything coming from 'em?
Air.
Oh, cool.
And Scrounger's at
Like
least
you
as
hear
big
like
as
a
they
distant fan operating in there somewhere, moving air around, but it's an air duct.
My
I see
biggest
it.
fan.
I see if the contractors here didn't go to the Bond villain school of engineering.
Yeah. They actually understand OPSEC.
Seems like a mischance for Cobra.
I wouldn't be that charitable to Cobra.
Yeah.
Come on, they've probably killed all the bloody construction workers as well.
Well, I mean, if all else fails, we do have that giant friggin' hunk of C4.
Of course. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Extensive Enterprises built this place.
Well, Onslaught, I know that you Scream did a little work with Cobra. I don't suppose you know some kind of passcode or something maybe that you could feed into him here?
Yeah, how did you get out?
How did I get out? I never got in.
Oh.
They ambushed us out in the woods. I was barely able to get away.
My bad.
Hmm.
As someone will soon say in a few decades.
I could probably guess what the password is, but I don't know if I could mimic the sound of a Cobra grunt is the problem.
I mean, these intercoms ain't really the clearest thing anyway. I bet we'll give it a shot.
And like 2 McDoubles.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying,
well,
what do they always shout when they go into battle?
Cobra?
Yes, that's probably the password.
Hey, one more thing here. Flint, I don't suppose you know like some generic Cobra password here. Would it actually be a Cobra, or would they make some kind of hissing noise at it?
Those are both really good guesses. I have no idea.
Yeah, all right.
Would it not be wise if, if Onslaught just opened the doors himself, and we just came in and caused as much chaos and mayhem as possible?
You're talking
There's
like
no way to
blowing
open the
your way
door.
through?
Well, I'm not blowing the way through, just opening it as a slidey door would, just
So
pry it
you
open.
want to force it open?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's always a plan B. I say let's just see if maybe we can get them to open the door for us. Because I mean,
Well, why don't we just try knocking then and say, what's that round dish they usually eat?
Candygram.
that is close enough to what I'm suggesting here.
Candygram for Mungo.
Oh boy. Yeah. What the fuck? Fox, one, get over here. Let's see what we can do this.
Smoldy, shush. You're giving away secrets.
Did you say we've got a shipwreck with us?
No, we don't.
You chose not to take shipwreck with you.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna try and force the door, I guess, right?
Yeah, Yard Dog sort of like very gingerly pushes the button for the intercom. Get a piece of metal out of his bed and uses a toothpick to push the button. Click.
Okay, a voice comes over. Who is it?
Pizza delivery.
There's
Icy wiener.
Fox, you just see Fox One face palm. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna get caught."
Wait, did you actually say pizza delivery?
No.
D, your life depended on that.
Sorry, I was just off.
Oh man, I'd have played it out if you want to actually say that.
oh boy. Fox One had made some noises
Hello?
about being
Anyone there? Who is it?
I'm kind of I sort of clear my throat. So, hi. We kind of got locked out here. Could use a hand getting back in. I'm kind of looking at Fox One like, isn't this what you do?
Like, okay, I can open the door, but you're gonna have to identify yourself first. Who is it?
Fox One speaks up. He says, "This is Trouble Bubble 5 here. I had some engine trouble and I had to walk back."
Ah, trouble bubble trouble, huh? All right, what's the password?
Pulling my handgun.
Cobra!
Good one. No, seriously, what's the password?
Did we change it again?
Wait, what do you mean again? We've never used Cobra as the... Who is this?
What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway. Let's force the door.
Okay.
So, oh no, look out!
All
And
right.
I
Gotta make-
smashed the intercom.
Gotta
Yeah,
make
we're
a mouse
going
check.
loud.
I think
Okay.
I should have gone pizza delivery. Oh well, never mind.
All right. So as you
I rolled
guys step
18
away
on
from the
Mike.
door, all the lights in the tunnel go out.
I rolled 18 on Mike to try and force the door.
Okay.
I can lend assistance.
All right. So I'll have you guys both roll, and we'll do an aggregate.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I rolled 18.
You've got 18, so Oswald, if you want to help, you can roll again.
I also rolled an 18. Okay.
Okay. The door does not budge.
Okay, so I'm going to transform into my car mode,
Mhm.
and I put my headlights on.
Okay. You illuminate the area in front of you. Which direction are you facing? You facing toward the door or back up the tunnel?
Towards the door.
Okay. You illuminate a cone of light around the door. But it is otherwise very, very dark in here.
Can we?
Yeah.
How about? I'm gonna look at Yard Dog. What about that? The explosive. We need to get the Joes back up the tunnel, or the overpressure will kill them. But
What,
That should be-
what if they're inside us? They shouldn't feel the pressure,
I
right?
have somebody give me an alertness check.
I'm gonna do this.
Um,
And this is battlefield danger, so that is going to be because I actually get edge on that because I feel this is gonna be a combat situation.
would that be perception or insight?
Insight is into another person's.
Yeah, this is
Behavior.
perception.
I
Perception,
rolled
okay.
a 21.
Okay.
I like
You
these dice.
you hear a sound coming from the ceiling behind you, almost like a hatch opening.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna aim my Vulcan up in that direction and see what I can. And it's like we got something coming up from the ceiling.
Someone's gonna go
Aim.
flat.
I am packing the C4 against this door here.
Okay.
Say, Flint might need your expertise on getting this thing lit up here.
You got it. He comes over and he starts working on it with you. All right. And what is your evasion, Lucian?
Me, it's 13. Guess I'm great at this.
Okay. So there is a loud zap sound as a bolt of blue lights up the tunnel for a second, and a bolt of energy flies down from the ceiling and impacts the door about 6 inches from the back of your head.
Hello.
That ain't good.
You hear another hatch open in the ceiling.
Can I shoot it? Whatever the hell that was. That.
Yeah.
You can, but you
turret.
can't really see it at the moment. It's still pitch dark. The only light you guys have is the headlight shining at the door.
Well, in
Oh
that
boy,
well,
I turn on my.
Foxman was already aiming in that direction, so I can have him shoot where he saw the bolt come from.
Yep, you can give me an attack roll for that.
All right, that is gonna be 30. So let's aim this.
I'm gonna have you do it with a downshift though, because the kind of the strobe effect.
Okay, because we are doing so that.
Oh
offsets
God,
the
the poor
angles.
Joes. 20 by 102 millimeter Vulcan, and 61 in close quarters.
13.
Holy
It's gonna be
shit.
very loud.
13.
What?
Okay, so yeah, you're able to you fire the Vulcan, and the muzzle flash illuminates the ceiling up above, just enough for you to see that your rounds kind of peppered around what looks to be a mechanical turret.
Accuracy. What is that?
I'm looking at
It was
Barracuda.
a
and
tough
say-
shot to make given the circumstances.
I'm looking at Barracuda and I turn on my own light bar to help Flint get set up. And I said, Cuda, go help them find those guns before they get lucky on a shot here.
Okay. I transform into my robot mode, and I have my shotgun ready.
I should have been clearer. You're the one turning on the headlights. I was hoping you'd shine them at the guns instead of the door.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
But
one of them is
I
taking
would
a
need to
shot at
transform,
Barracuda
wouldn't
now, and it gets a 17.
Yep, that hits.
Okay,
Oof.
you don't take any damage, but you feel your entire insides feel like they want to be on your outsides. Your transformation cog is freaking the fuck out, and I'm going to have you do some form of might or strength check in order to stay in your current mode.
Okay, that's gonna be. Was it just a single d20?
It depends on your character sheet.
Um,
Which is higher, your might or brawn?
um, they're both the same.
Yeah, they're both a flat d20.
Okay, give me the roll.
19.
Okay. You feel everything tense up. It feels like what a human would call a muscle cramp, but you were able to keep
Mhm.
yourself contained into your mode.
Okay.
These things are really cramping our style.
So around this time, I will have Lucian. You are going to have a roll for setting up the bomb, and I'll let you do that with an edge because of Flint lending assistance.
All right. Does it technology sound like a good one?
Yeah, that should work.
I'm looking at all the skills here. Yeah. All right. So edge means roll the d20 twice. Is that it?
Yeah, and take the higher number.
All right. Let's see how we do here. Let's see if we can roll better than that. Come on. Nope. Highest roll is like an 11.
Okay, so you're getting the bomb set up, but it's taking you a couple seconds, and one of the two turrets is going to shoot at you again.
Oh boy.
And similar to last time, it does not manage to hit you. So you are now have successfully completed setting up the bomb.
He sees, the beam shoots just behind his head. This one shoots just in front of his head. Says, another couple minutes of this, I'm going to start getting worried.
Can I take a shot at one of them? I'm
Yeah.
assuming I can see. Okay.
Yeah. Now, so you guys have lights of your own. Just nobody said that they've activated them.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah.
gonna take a shot.
I turned
Fox-
mine on to help Flint set up the bomb here. I assume it's either that or light up the guns. You can't do
Yeah.
both.
No, you
but-
can't do both. So yeah, if you've turned on your lights, you no longer have a downshift to hit them.
Okay.
So there are two of them up in the ceiling.
Shit. I got a nat 20.
Okay.
Oof.
So yeah, you take a shot with you have the pistol, right?
The heavy
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, you hit it, no dead center. The whole thing just kind of and pop explodes. Little shower of metallic pieces fall down to the floor.
Is there enough room up top? Is there anything up there besides that? Like, is there enough
So
room for someone
basically,
to get in?
basically there's a panel in the ceiling that just kind of shifted off to the side, and then this thing popped out.
Okay. So there's no way to try to get in that way.
No, in fact, when the thing is broken, the whole thing kind of retracts, and the panel moves back into place and replaces itself.
Right. All right. As soon as Flint says the bomb's ready, I'm scooping him up and running down
All
this.
right. Well,
hallway to
the
get
bomb
away
is ready, so
Okay. Yeah, I'm scooping him up and I'm getting down this hallway. Say, is it on a timer or something? How do we set it off?
I've got a remote detonator.
Oh, it's even better. All right, let's get it. Let's get to some kind of a safe range here.
Okay. As you start to move, the remaining turret is going to take one more shot at you.
Oh boy.
And, oh boy. Well, it rolled a 20. So
Right in the face.
you take a hit. You said you scooped up Flint.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
All right,
I meant
Flint,
well.
it is now your turn to roll to see if you can get away.
no. Can I give him assistance? help shove him back in place like I did with Shockwave?
Right now, you've been attacking the other one, so you're a little bit preoccupied.
Okay.
So Flint, oh no.
Don't kill Flint.
So Yard Dog gets forced halfway into his alt mode, and during this process of transforming, his arm moves down into his torso, and the truck door kind of swings in, and Flint goes ah as
Can I grab him?
some of the mechanical parts crush onto his leg, and you hear a definite snap.
Oh, well, he's getting a medical discharge.
Just do I get any kind of save to avoid this, or does that just happen?
I would have given it to you, but the turret rolled a natural 20.
Alright. Alright, I guess that's fair. There. Okay, this hurts.
Oh, it hurts to you, does it?
Yeah, it really kind of does.
Can I go try to... oh, no. Can I try to gently nudge him back into his truck mode?
You're risking cutting an artery.
Well, do any of the Joes here have first aid or anything like that?
You hear a hum from above you as that turret is charging back up again.
Well,
yeah.
Can I?
God damn it! I'm gonna take another shot.
Okay.
Focus on what matters.
Give me an attack roll.
18.
Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy hit. It only has 1 HP. You smack that thing, and it pops back into its hole.
alright. Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my Mode Master mass shifts to force myself back into a robot mode here.
Yeah, so it's not a roll to force yourself back. It's basically how it works is it forces you for a turn to you get knocked prone and have to spend a turn focusing on transforming yourself as your entire turn in order to pop back out of it.
Alright.
So you aren't stuck there permanently.
Can I assist him?
He doesn't need assistance.
No.
I was about to say you're probably gonna hurt Flint even more if you try.
I'm taking my time to try and transform slowly here.
All right.
So explain the damage to Flint if you can.
Flint,
has he lost one of his legs?
As he transforms, the leg hasn't come off, but you guys aren't experts in human anatomy, but you're pretty sure it's not supposed to bend that direction.
Okay, so is one of these guys a medic at all?
No. No, none of these guys are combat medics.
Well, it looks like it hurts a little bit there.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
D, can you? I hate to split the party like this, but could you get him back to the convoy? He needs more.
Not a problem.
Okay.
So she goes back into a car mode.
All right.
Carefully help him.
Kind of put Flint in and say, yeah, just hit that trigger on your way out the door here.
So he actually so he passes off the detonator to you.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. Hold it between two fingers.
Yeah,
okay.
it is very small, but you can trigger it if you want to without any trouble.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Where are the other Joes?
They're just kind of standing there feeling very awkward as they watch their squad leader, who with a very, very leg.
Yeah. Fox One reassures him. He's like, look on the bright side, at least you still have your leg, and he gestures to one of his.
Like, yeah, we can't replace ours quite as easily as you can. But thanks anyway, I guess.
I'm gonna tell the other Joes to get up the tunnel before we trigger this thing. Otherwise, the overpressure will probably pop them.
So yeah, you guys are able to move away from the blast radius without any real issue. D, you're leaving the tunnel?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out, is there a way to actually open the tunnel?
Well, nobody looked on the way in for a way to open it back up again.
Yeah, we didn't think about that.
So you'll just kind of have to cross that bridge when you come to it if you decide you're headed out.
Yeah.
Well, at least get him out of harm's way. Hide him somewhere.
Okay, so I'm going up as far as I can and see if I can find a something
Emergency
to
exit.
actually open the damn thing.
How far up are you going?
All the way. If I need to get him out, then yeah, I'll get him out.
Okay. And he's riding in your passenger seat?
No, he'll be in the driving seat.
In the
I'll
driver's
let him in
seat?
the
Okay.
driving.
So as you drive back up the tunnel...
And I'm gonna make sure he's got the seatbelt on.
Okay. All right, so you drive up the tunnel, and as you make it most of the way back up, you hear a beep beep, like a very light sort of like the sound that an electric watch makes, like a digital watch makes when it hits the hour.
Mm-hmm.
You have driven through one of the laser bits from before.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that was emitting the laser now does a little discharges some energy toward you. Except you've managed to be incredibly lucky because it actually overloads with the energy and pops like it blew a fuse.
It fumbled.
Is it more of those things?
Kind of, yeah.
How did Cobra get so many of these damn things so quickly?
Gotta be fucking kidding.
Where do they get these things?
So, fortunately, as you drive along through the rest of the lasers, none of the other ones seem to be too concerned about taking a shot at you. In fact, they seem to have gone offline.
Oh, cool.
It rolled a 1.
Thank God for small.
Hold up.
You guys got really lucky on that one. So you make it back up toward the entrance.
Just as we're going, what does this do?
So I'm gonna have a look to see whether or not there's any way to actually open this damn thing.
So,
But I am not doing it with him inside.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
he
but you can't
kind
walk
of
either.
opens the door and shuffles back out onto the ground, so you're able to transform without any problems. And as you look around, you see a very clearly marked lever that says "Emergency Release Do Not Use."
Emergency release, use.
You gonna use it?
Well, I'm gonna see where it's connected to first.
You can't really see it. It's mounted into the wall, so any circuitry is behind the wall.
That sign can't keep me out because I can't read.
Okay, can I make a hole in the wall?
A hole in the wall, like the wall
Yeah.
where the thing is mounted.
Yeah.
She wants to see where the circuits go.
So you could burn your way in, but you would risk damaging the circuitry behind it.
Just push the damn
Can I-
button.
What if I punch it?
It's a big switch. So like you know those classic things where it's like in the up position, you grab it. It's almost like a big handlebar, and then you swing it down.
Don't overthink
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's one of those. You could do it with your finger if you wanted to.
Oh, fuck it, yeah. Go on then.
Okay, so yeah, when you flip the thing down, a red strobe comes on over your head, and the entire ground starts to shift beneath you. The whole tunnel, starting down at kind of like where that curve off was, starts to tilt upward, and you see daylight coming through as it opens up again.
Okay. I transform back.
Okay.
Get Flint back in.
All right, you were able to
Um,
exit the tunnel without any issues, and yeah, you started moving on back toward the convoy. It took you about a half an hour to drive out here, so it'll take you about as long to get back to the convoy.
Okay.
But in fairness, she knows the way back to the convoy and might not be driving as carefully. I don't know.
We'll say about 20 minutes.
All right.
Though she does have to drive carefully because she's got a wounded man inside, so
Yes.
Yeah.
about the same. It doesn't make that much of a difference.
Alright.
She has exited the area for now. And
Alright.
as she leaves the tunnel, The ground starts to shake again. The whole tunnel starts to collapse back into place and closes behind.
If we're clear, I'm probably hitting the trigger before that thing closes. Just to screw with them some more.
Okay, so you hit the trigger, the explosive goes off. It's more powerful than you thought it would be, but you're all at a safe distance. And just boom from down at that door. But the tunnel up ahead continues to close.
It was about 20 pounds of C4. It's not gonna be a small pop.
It's a lot.
But at least it made sure that the overpressure won't kill the Joes.
As you guys look back, you see that there is very little left of the heavy door that was keeping you out of the inner sanctum. But now there are alarms blaring.
Fox One turns on his lights if it's still dark.
Let's hit it.
So now that the door is open, the light from inside has come into the tunnel, so you can actually see okay now.
All right. So which way can we go?
So you guys run in. You get about 5 feet in before you see something standing in the large hallway. You guys remember that helicopter from yesterday?
It's another one.
There were 2 of them. The other one is here. Everybody roll initiative.
Scrap. All right. Well, that's a 17.
24. That's a dirty one, because it's 18 plus 6.
I got 12.
Okay. Now I'm going to roll for onslaught. Okay, 0, you're up first.
All right. Fox One is switching over to his sword.
Okay.
He takes a moment to focus, which is basically using aim. So that brings it up to... It's a specialized role because it's martial arts. So... there's that. And that. 14.
Okay, that's a hit. So you come in with your sword and you approach the thing. You bring it in a nice sweeping arc, and you take a good gash right out of its side. That makes it Lucian's turn.
Oh boy. Well, let's try the shotgun on this thing, because it stands taller than the Fox One, right?
Yes.
Alright. Well, aim high.
Okay.
Huh. That's a 16.
Okay. So yeah, you bring up the shotgun and you're at decent range. You blast it and you do a significant amount of damage to the optics.
Ooh, right in the face.
You hit it in the face. It kind of staggers back and then steps forward again, still ready to fight. Oswald.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna spend two free actions to aim, so I'm gonna upshift a D8.
Okay.
That'll be 22.
Yep. So that's your energy pistol again?
Yep. 3 points.
3 points. Okay.
For context for the audience, that's as hard as Megatron's fusion cannon hits.
Yep. It's got the deadly mod on it.
All right. So yeah, you blast this thing, and you hit it where Zero struck with the sword a second ago, and blast a huge chunk out of its side. The whole thing kind of falls down onto one knee, but it has not gone all the way down. It takes a look at Oswald, very pissed off at the amount of pain that it has received, and it is now going to attack Oswald with that big autocannon mount that is on its arm.
Here we go again. See you guys next game.
Let's see here. Okay. That is 13.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, having fought this thing last time, you see it raising up its gun, and you said, "Oh fuck no," and just kind of roll off to the side, and it utterly decimates the air that you used to be standing in. Just thum 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 thum, with no result. Onslaught, having watched all this go down, steps forward and runs directly at this thing, just utterly ferocious, bellowing as loud as he can. And that is going to be... Let's give him a roll. Oh my god! Okay.
That 20.
Yep. He comes in, and with a giant punch, he doesn't even bother transforming or bringing out any weapons, throws his fist directly into the cockpit, punches through the cockpit armor, grabs the pilot, rips him out of the machine. It falls over down behind him and just closes his fist, and there's just a pop and shower of red goo, the fine red mist that pops out of his fist.
Fatality.
My optics. I have to pop my optics back into my cranium there. Because that was rather nasty.
Fox One has a much more positive reaction to that. He's like, "Nice hit."
Thanks.
I'm looking at the robot.
That
Is it
was
about
for
to-
Brawl. And Blast Off.
Oh boy.
And Swindle.
I can see
And
what-
Vortex.
You can see you're named well.
I thought he was the tactician. I'm just sitting there like,
He's a
shocked.
combaticon. They're all like this.
Yes,
I'm sure.
they were made that way.
Shame the pretty one wasn't here to watch it.
Oh boy.
Make from Starscream proud.
I'm eyeballing this robot he pulled the pilot out of. Is it about to self-destruct on us?
It is not. You managed to actually pull the pilot out without him ejecting or critically damaging it beyond repair. It is now laying there inert.
Well,
All
I
right.
guess we can try to manhandle the thing out if we can.
Yeah, mark this for sleep and retrieve later, assuming this place doesn't blow up when we try and leave.
It is a Cobra base, so there's a decent chance of that.
Yeah.
Cobra Tech just has a tendency to explode for no good reason. Sometimes when you're using it.
Okay, then. Well, I was about to say, I don't think we should be leaving this fight, but I could try and drag him back out the ramp.
No, that's low. That's a low priority. We should concentrate on the retrieval of Lady J and Baticons.
One of the
Roger
Joes
that.
kind of walks up to it and puts a hand on it and says, "You know, if I was to get in this thing, if it's intact enough, I could try to fly it out."
Are
I
you a
mean,
qualified pilot?
We all are.
All right.
Have you ever seen the show?
Let's be fair.
Fox One isn't too
Everybody
familiar with
in
the
GI
protocol.
Joe is cross-trained on everything, so a Joe can do pretty much anything he needs to.
Look, Fox One knows who the Joes are. He is not aware of their protocol.
Yeah. Well, he basically explains that. It's like, GI Joe cross-trains us on everything. We can operate most any vehicle, use pretty much any weapon.
All right.
All right.
Good stuff.
Except the first aid kit.
Well, I mean, I can use a first aid kit, but you can't fix a broken femur with a first aid kit.
I don't know how you fleshies work.
It's a little more intense. So picture the difference between, you know, what those turrets up there would have done to you versus what you looked like when you came back from your patrol before. The first time you fought one of these helicopter things.
Eyes flash red for a moment.
That's the difference between a broken femur and what I can fix with a first aid kit.
It's a little different there.
Duly noted.
I mean, I know you're cross-trained and all, but I'm fairly certain G.I. Joe's ain't never worked on a robot that walks around and transforms. Man, it might be a little tricky there.
No, but
what
I've
am-
operated a lot of other Cobra tech. We all get trained on that. I'm sure I could make some sense of it.
Let him
This
cook.
is very good.
Well,
worth
in
a
any
try.
case, I think we have more immediate concerns.
So
All right, you
so
fleshies, give it a shot.
Onslaught kind of turns. He opens his fist again. What remains of the Cobra soldier falls out to the floor along with a small parachute. He's fine.
uh,
Fox was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna question it.
what?
All right.
Well,
He says,
he's
"Let's
gone. You know.
I think
Look,
it's
we need
time
to
that
find
we
what we're
go and
after."
find my brothers.
Let's go.
So currently where you are, you've opened up into a new hallway that runs perpendicular to the one you guys were just in. So you have the option of left or right.
Oh, uh, can someone who's good at spotting things maybe see if they smell something weird or get a feeling down one hallway or the other?
I will roll perception. And that's a 7. I don't think I see anything.
All right.
I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna look the other way, the opposite way from when he was
Yeah.
looking.
I looked right, so you're looking left.
Investigation. I rolled a 2, so I didn't see shit. I can't even see my
You
own.
ain't found shit.
Yeah.
Well, I vote lift then. That sound good to you, lot?
So yeah, when you take a look at the different hallways, you know, both
There
Grassy
is
and
not
Wanted
so
Ware,
foul this
though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back.
What?
It's the road
Mister,
not
you
taken
pissed
by
your answer.
Robert Frost. Don't worry about it.
Mister, you pissed her in, so mucking fucks went you back off in your own backyard.
They
Larger
look about the
what?
same, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the path less
Yeah.
traveled. It will make all the difference.
Yeah, it's not quite so foul. This one.
Yeah, both pathways seem about the same to you.
Fox one just pulls out a piece of metal that looks like a coin and flips it.
Okay.
Or you keep- there.
Okay, Two-Face, let's go.
So, I'm going to flip an actual coin to see what result you get.
I rolled an
Yeah.
odd numbers. I rolled an odd number, so I would say that's heads if I was rolling.
Well, I rolled that too, so I'm going to say that you got heads.
All right, right it is.
All right,
Onslaught kind of looks at you, tilts his head a little bit. If he had an eyebrow, he would raise it, but shrugs, says, "Okay."
Yes. Well, unless you have any better ideas.
Nope.
Let's
All
go
right.
then.
Oscar Mike.
I look back at the Joe and say, if you can get that walking robot up, and I recommend you get it out of here, because there's a very real chance we're just going to be blowing things up here.
Okay, if you guys say so. So they start going around the wrecked helicopter and start trying to pull on wires and figure out if they can get it working enough to get it flying again.
It'd be funny if the base explosion was initiated by them doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
It
They'll
would be,
get
yeah.
a roll for that a little bit later.
Oh boy.
You said it.
All right.
Oh, we're
Oh,
going
for-
down the hallway. What do we find?
So as you continue to make progress, there's a shocking lack of resistance on the way in. It seems like there's sounds of activity from further in, though what you seem to be in is sort of like a side hallway, not the main entrance to the place. So
Okay.
the alarm is still going, but at the moment, it seems that if they want to defend things, they've moved back to more defensive positions instead of coming out to meet you directly.
Yeah, of course, Fox 1 is getting a bit testy with this. He's like, yeah, when your advance is going well, it means you're walking into an ambush.
Oh boy.
Keep
So-
your optics open.
As you guys continue to go down, you start to turn a corner, and you see, before turning the corner, you catch a glimpse of what appears to be a barricade that's been thrown up with a large gun turret sitting there.
Bye-bye. Well, one of us think you can, like, loop a grenade back there, maybe?
I can try.
Most anyone can do.
All right, I'm gonna pop out for just long enough to launch one of my concussion grenades.
Okay. So you step out. You're both going to get to make an attack at each other. So you can go ahead and roll your attack.
$20.
We've got a lot of 20s today.
No, it's not a natural 20.
All right.
So,
So yeah, you your grenade lands on target, and it's going to take a shot at you. You caught it off guard, so the shot that it takes flies wide and blasts the wall behind you. Your grenade goes off. How much damage does a grenade do?
One point of stun. Let me check. Yeah, one stun.
Yeah,
One stun?
it'll discombobulate the turret.
Okay. So yeah, the turret is still intact, but there's a definite electrical discharge kind of flickering around it, and the barrel kind of droops down for a second.
All right.
Boss one's gonna run around the corner and try to hack it to pieces.
Okay. So
Okay,
Guard,
so-
parry, dodge.
go ahead and give an attack roll with an edge.
Okay, so that is either going to be that or 19. Actually, no, 16. I thought that was a 4. It was a 1.
Okay.
That was for the upshift, not the actual attack die, not the D20.
Okay. So that's it. That's your final total.
Yeah, it was either 12 or 16.
Okay. So yeah, your sword cleaves right through this thing. You slice the top of it off, and the whole thing just kind of goes.
All clear.
awesome.
Yeah, if I get a natural 20, Mage, I will not keep myself.
Yeah, we've had a lot of very good rolls today. So
Yeah.
In my case, I think it's because I'm using actual dice instead of a web-based RNG.
that is true. So yeah, you guys continue to make progress past the small barricade there. As you go along, you start to notice that there are more catwalks off to the side. You're kind of walking through what looks almost like living quarters, so kind of like picture the outside of a motel, like a two-floored motel,
Mhm.
but like on the inside of a building, there's a bunch of small rooms there.
Mm-hmm.
The light on. Yeah.
Okay. Now the question is, are these actually living quarters or are these cell blocks?
So, as if in answer to your question, all the doors pop open at once, and Cobra soldiers step out from each one. They all yell, "Cobra!" and they throw a bunch of grenades out. So I need everyone to give me acrobatics checks.
Oh boy.
Fox One mutters, I hate being right sometimes.
Bless you.
Ouch.
10.
Okay.
6.
Ooh.
There's my bad roll.
13.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, none of you guys got out of the way. So the grenades all
Yeah.
detonate, and you're all going to take a point of blast damage.
All right.
And the doors all swing shut again.
Did Onslaught make it?
Onslaught didn't even bother trying to get out of the way. He saw the grenades come out and just kind of went scrap, and then stood there and just kind of took the hit. And it was like,
Out of sheer spite, Fox One is just gonna sweep all the doors and see if he can shoot through them.
okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. We'll see how.
Fast.
Okay, so that is a all right. make sure I have the right one. It's which one is it again? It's this one. I got a lot of dice. 8.
Okay, so you're able to sweep across a good number of the doors. You can't hit all of them, but just you get most of the top floor. The doors cave in. There's sprays of red mist as you go along. You blast one of the doors off its hinges, and there are humans engaging in some kind of weird ritual in there. And but yeah, that's basically what you accomplish.
And he yells at them, "Nobody likes a smart ass."
There is no response. The ones who have survived your attack don't seem too willing to open their doors again.
I wouldn't either if I was being shot at with a fucking Vulcan.
Yeah.
What?
What? All right. Do we think maybe this is the wrong way? If this is like just where they're keeping all their soldiers?
Okay, let's go the other way.
All right. So yeah, you guys head back. You make it back to the wrecked helicopter. The Joes are still working at it. Hang on. Cocked. Try that again. Oh no.
They didn't fumble, did they?
They
Beep,
didn't.
beep,
They
come
didn't
on.
fumble, but while trying to connect the wires, one of them says, "Ah, shit!" And you hear beep 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 beep, and
Oh, great.
Well-
it detonates, killing 2 of the Joes in the process.
Bye.
F.
So
Ooh.
the other Joes kind of pick themselves up and kind of bring their weapons back out and just look at you guys, and they're like, "Okay, so now what?"
We go the other way.
I'm kind of having an Iron Giant moment where like I nudge one of the ones that died, and I'm going, "Oh boy, this just got bad."
Yeah, that's a closed casket right there.
Hmm.
Yeah, couple parachutes flutter down from the ceiling.
Oh come on.
I'm sure they'll be fine. So yeah, you guys, along with the 2 remaining Joes, move along. Actually, there's 3 left. It was 6
3, yeah.
including Flint. So yeah, there's 3 Joes left.
Hmm.
They are now walking along with you, doing their best to keep up. You guys walk pretty fast, but
It's for the best. It means that they're not going to draw as much fire.
yeah. So
We may need them to get Lady J out.
yeah, whenever you stop to like check a corner, they kind of swing up and they kind of use your legs as cover, kind of like walking alongside a tank.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys go up and you turn around another corner, and this time you spot what appears to be a there's a wide circular room up ahead at the end of this hallway, and
Sure, this totally isn't a trap.
there are definite noises coming from. So there's a door kind of blocking off this room. The windows make it difficult to see inside, but there are Cybertronian screams coming from inside.
That's got to be the Combaticons.
All right.
Well, that
1,
doesn't sound
2,
like
3,
Lady
get
J.
him.
So Onslaught, hearing the screams, gives another primal roar of rage and just rushes directly toward the door, throws his entire body weight against it, and bursts into the room.
I guess I'll fall behind it.
Yep.
So, Yard Dog sort of raises one finger and says, You know, if we wait just a second, maybe a couple problems will sort themselves out at once."
The Cybertronian screaming has been joined with a chorus of human screaming. Now there is gunfire, there is slamming, there is larger gunfire. Something is clearly going down in there.
Yeah,
Well,
all right, I guess we should.
Fox was going to slowly peek around the corner like, do I even want to know what's going on in there?
Onslaught is living up to his name once again. He has his blaster out. There's puffs of red all over the place from where there's guys in lab coats running around like crazy. There's Cobra soldiers futilely shooting their laser rifles at the giant transformer. He is utterly wrecking house, and pretty much everybody's just trying to get to the exit at the other side of the circular room. Around the room are a bunch of large sort of operating tables, and you see the rest of the Combaticons are strapped down to it. They're still stuck in their half alt mode, half bot mode state. And there is all kinds of conduits, wires, and instruments of every description hooked up to these guys. And they appear to be in tremendous pain.
Foxone's going to try and grab one of the eggheads.
All right. Anyone in particular?
Whoever looks to be the most important.
Well, the most important one is Onslaught. The others are kind
of egghead meaning scientist.
You want to grab a scientist?
Who looks to be in charge?
Well, there's guys in lab coats. It's really hard to tell who's who. But in order to get to they're running toward the exit on the opposite side. To get to them, you're gonna have to run past Onslaught.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna fire a burst in front of the door just to warn them away.
Okay.
And make sure they can't hear your commands.
A warning shot that
go
kills
ahead.
half of them.
Let's see how much of a warning your warning shot is with an attack roll.
Okay, so that is going to be. That is 11.
Okay, so yeah, your shot does hit the doorway, and it also tenderizes a few Cobra soldiers, but all it really seems to do is make the scientists want to run even more. Their options seem to be either run through some gunfire or face the giant transformer, and they are picking the former option.
Okay, do I still have time to get between them and the door?
You can, if you want to run past Onslaught.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I'm going to block them too.
So, am I going to have to make an acrobatics check to dodge gunfire or something?
No, but as you move past Onslaught, he does throw an arm out to try to stop you. And says, "No, they will pay!"
Yes, and I'm trying to make sure that we can get your brothers out of here safely.
Slaughter them all!
They'll know how.
He throws a punch in your direction. So let's see here what he gets.
Can I try to... I'm going to try a persuasion check with him, since I have truth.
I'll let you try it before he throws the punch.
Onslaught, listen, we need to disconnect them. We need to make sure that they're safely disconnected, and only making these scientists do it is going to help.
Okay, give me a roll.
Right. Be a 14.
Okay, so he raises his fist to throw a punch at Fox 1, and as his fist comes in, he stops himself. He kind of takes a Cybertronian equivalent of a huffing breath, almost like a snorting bull. And the fist kind of slowly opens back up into a hand, and he steps out of Fox 1's way and says, "Make it quick."
Okay, so Fox 1's going to basically just drop his foot in front of the door, and he's going to tell him, "You're not going anywhere until you get the Combaticons out of here."
Okay, so in the process of stomping in front of the door, you squash another Cobra soldier under your foot, and that seems to get the message across. There are two eggheads who have stopped and thrown their hands up. Do whatever you want, just make him stop shooting. Oh, he stopped shooting. Please don't hurt us.
All right, disconnect the Combaticons, and I promise you he won't shoot you. He gives Onslaught a wink.
Okay. Sure, yeah, whatever you need. So they run around between the different Combaticons. It takes them a little while because they're hooked up to a lot of stuff. But in the span of about 10 minutes, they manage to unhook them all.
While that's happening, can I...
Okay, so now Fox 1 adds, "Okay, now you can kill them."
Oh,
I
come
said he
on,
wouldn't
guys.
shoot you.
All
I
right,
didn't
well,
say
let's hear what Oswald's trying to say.
While that's going on, can I look at and download the computer stuff, any data that I can find?
Yeah, we can have you scrounge through their systems to see what are you looking for specifically.
I am looking to see what they want the Combaticons for. I know they're looking at Cybertronian anatomy.
Okay, yeah, you can go. So yeah, there's a computer terminal nearby. You can hook up and give me a technology check for that.
Okay. Yeah. 16.
Okay. It's pretty obvious that they are looking at the transformation cogs on these guys, specifically trying to figure out how it is that they combine together.
Oh boy.
You actually see video logs of some of the experiments that they've done where they have forcibly tried to connect Combaticons to each other, though not always the correct ones to the correct ones. And it has been an excruciatingly painful 2 days for these Combaticons.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna mass download any data I can.
Yeah, isn't Onslaught like the torso of Bruticus?
Yes, they
Yeah.
can't actually form Bruticus
He's
without him.
he's the torso and I believe the head as well.
Yeah, so it's just like the other four are not actually made to connect to anyone but him. So oof,
Exactly. Yeah,
that hurts.
they have been trying to connect legs to other legs, arms to arms, arms to legs, and
So
have had.
Fox One has one more question for the scientists. Where's Lady J?
Who's Lady J?
Don't play dumb with me.
I don't
You
know
know
who
she
Lady
is.
J is. Please don't point that thing at me.
Well, is she a brunette or a redhead?
Brunette.
One of the Joes steps up and says, "You captured a Joe recently. Where are you keeping the Joe?" Oh,
Right?
the Joe? Yeah, so she's down at the prison level, just another floor down. Head down the ramp. And we are wheelchair accessible here, after all. Head down the ramp, take a left, go about 50 yards, and take a right, and you'll be in the cell block. She should be in the what? He turns to his buddy. He's like, which one's the hot chick in? Oh yeah, the second one on the right.
It's like we're gonna be freeing more than one.
Thank you for your cooperation, nerds. Now,
You're welcome.
Onslaught won't shoot you. He winks again, basically saying, "You can kill them, just don't use your guns."
Well, Onslaught takes a step forward, but before he does anything, Brawl actually gets up off of his table, swings over, and slams both of his fists down, utterly demolishing the two scientists.
Well, I didn't say anything about Brawl. Oh well. He just shrugs.
In the meantime, okay, I'm downloading stuff.
I'm just looking at the chili that used to be two scientists. Those were non-combatants what had surrendered, you know.
They're terrorists. There's no such thing as a non-combatant terrorist.
Brawl just kind of looks at you, and he kind of tilts his head and says, "Tell me, Autobot, if these had been your brothers, what would you have done?"
What Optimus would want? Show mercy to those that were unarmed.
Optimus isn't
No.
here. You are. I am.
Fox One actually says, "I'd have done the same thing. I have done the same thing."
For Cybertronians
no.
with Otto in the name, you'd think you would exercise more autonomy. Your blind ignorance, your capacity for blind obedience is what sickens us all. He turns to the other Combaticons and says, "What do you say, brothers? Is it time to destroy this place?" And they all kind of just look at each other, look at him, they all nod. And he says, "Pardon me, we're going to step out and get some space."
I ready my shotgun and say, all right, I see what's coming here. Let us get ours out before you do what I'm sure you're about to do.
He says, he kind of looks back, "As I recall, yours is down that way. I intend to go the other way."
Fair enough. Let's go.
Combaticons, form Bruticus. They step
Inside
out
me.
of the
Happy
science
stomping.
lab, out into the much taller hallway, and you see them all start to morph and twist. They all combine together to form the giant Bruticus, and they run off in the direction you guys came from, down toward the residential area.
Well, I guess on the one hand, Cobra's had some warning that maybe it's time to clear out, so those what are still there, frankly, should have known better. All right.
They're gonna wish that they were killed by Fox 1's gunfire instead.
Bruticus angry.
How well does Bruticus fit into these hallways,
It's
by the way?
it's a tight fit. They're tall enough that he can run through them, but it is a very tight fit.
It's Transformers. Scale doesn't exist in this setting.
You guys remember you fought a fairly large transforming helicopter in here. They built it with the intent of having big things come through. So yeah, he has to bend over a little bit, but he can fit.
All right.
Taking all of this out of context.
Cobra Tech has a very unfortunate tendency to explode, so maybe we should get the Joes out of here before they do whatever they're gonna do. It makes this whole place blow up.
We may need them to get Lady J out of here. There's certain things that are too delicate for us to handle.
I was talking about let's get Lady J out of here before Bruticus makes this whole base explode.
That's the plan. We better be
Yep.
quick.
Down the ramp.
Well, I was thinking of going slow, but quick sounds better. And I transform into a truck and start driving down whichever direction that guy said to go.
All right.
Well, if Bruticus can run down there, I can fly down there.
Yeah, you can fly in the halls if you really want to. Though, when you take a tight turn, I may have you roll for smacking the wall.
Fox 1 is going to run for now. He'll reserve that for leaving.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys are continuing to follow the path. There's no resistance as you go further in. It seems, given the noises that you're still able to hear even from this distance, that Bruticus has gotten the majority of the Cobra attention as he's run off in the other direction.
That sounds
As you do.
That is the sounds of 100% therapy.
Oh boy.
So as you
Group
get closer
therapy.
toward the holding areas, you turn that final corner, and you see a big classic cell block. Looks like something straight out of Alcatraz. Cells lining all the walls, and they are surprisingly empty. And at the very, very back of this cell block is a big pile of sandbags, a whole bunch of Cobra soldiers with heavy weapons, including, larger cannons, recoilless rifles, rocket launchers, and you recognize a familiar face standing there. The same Cobra agent who was able to infiltrate you yesterday, and he has still got Lady J. She is in restraints and being held with a gun pressed against her head.
Wonderful.
Okay, might want to just tell him, look, there's no point. You're gonna go up with this base when Bruticus gets down here if you don't hand her over.
That's hardly my concern. I think that if anyone in this situation has reason to worry, it should be you. He emphasizes this with a little jab against her temple with the pistol. Now listen here. This is how this is going to work. You will lay down your weapons, turn yourselves in, we will half transform you, and return you back up to the lab you walked through on your way down. Or, the entire point of you coming down here, saving her, you will fail. And then we will destroy you anyway.
I
I
mean,
don't think
what?
Oh. You don't think he has as much bargain as he does.
He might not, but he seems very determined with the pistol that he's waving around.
Your bargaining posture is dubious. What part of the Combaticons are going to destroy your base do you not understand?
I don't worry about the Combaticons. Their
They certainly-
enemies are on the other side of the facility. It goes in very deep. It will take a long time for him to come back in this direction. There are plenty of obstacles in his way. We have prepared for his eventual arrival. We did, after all, intend to test the Combaticons once we captured them.
I don't think you know how few of your troops are left.
You barely entered the facility. It goes deep. Very, very deep. Now I know how much you Autobots absolutely loathe collateral damage, innocent lives being lost. It's your true weakness. You cannot bluff your way past me.
Can we? Fox One, of course, he's trying to keep his attention on them, because maybe the Joes might be trying something.
Well, the Joes are standing behind you currently. They haven't done anything yet.
He's like,
I did see Dee's message just now. Is she still traveling to and from dropping off Flint here?
Yes.
Okay.
he's like, okay, well, I was hoping that the Joes were going to show a little initiative, but I guess not.
Well, the Joes, all they can really see is one of their high-ranking officers being held at gunpoint. Now, maybe if Flint was still here, he might have had an idea, but these are just regular guys.
Mm-hmm.
Fleshies, what would you do?
Well, in this situation, we either do what they say, or we find a way to get Lady J away from them.
Well,
I have an idea. I can
yes.
be. I've been practicing at the range. I can. My aim has gotten a lot better.
With which weapon?
My laser.
The pistol you shot the thing with before that has the same power damage as Megatron's cannon?
Yeah.
You want to shoot that at a guy who has his hostage pressed up against him at the moment?
You have another concussion grenade.
That would be even worse.
Only if it's right next to them. You can also.
It's a Cybertronian scale weapon.
So set it off like some distance from them.
That's what I was saying. Blind them with it.
I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
Maybe.
Well, we're out of options.
All right. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna take aim, close my eyes, and launch above their heads.
He's like, Joes, you might want to look away.
Okay, so give me an attack roll.
$18.
Okay. So you're able to lob the thing. It doesn't blow up overhead, but it lands on the floor just far enough away that it doesn't instantly powderize everybody. It goes off, and they all kind of flinch. Lady J, having seen you throw it, actually closed her eyes ahead of time and braced. So when she actually lashes out with a kick, hits him directly in the schnoz, and sends him flying back a good 5 feet, and she starts sprinting toward you guys. The stun effect lasts a little bit, and when she's about 3/4 of the way back to you, the Cobras open up. They're not aiming at her, they're aiming at you.
Just also remember, Zartan has has an allergy to sun or to bright lights.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's probably incapacitated.
Yeah, he's unconscious. Between that and Lady J kicking him in the face, he is unconscious.
So Fox One is going to try and suppress the Cobras, and basically he's going to say, "Hey, let's capture Zartan."
Who's in the front of your formation?
I think that'd be me. Since
That's probably you because you've done an attack. So you are going to get shot at by 3 recoilless rifles.
Oh, here we go.
Now, they've recently been stunned. I'm going to give them a snag.
Forgot about them. Boom.
Okay.
Everybody's going deaf except for the robots.
How does 16 do?
Just under, I got 17. I actually got it for my toughness or evasion.
Evasion.
17.
Okay. So yeah, all the recoilless rifles zip past you and do not hit you. The other Cobras are opening up with their heavier cannons. These are kind of peppering you, but they're not doing any damage. If you stand there much longer, though, they will start to hurt.
Okay, are we rolling initiative?
Not yet. I've let you make an attack. If anyone else wants to make an attack, they can.
I'm gonna fire to suppress them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna. I was still transformed in my truck mode to mostly be a smartass. I'm actually gonna zip out ahead and see if I can't get Lady J and get out of here.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
All right. So yeah, your shots go out and rip through most of the sandbags. You start popping these guys like little red piñatas all over the place. You don't kill all of them, but you do a good amount of damage, and the others start looking at each other like, this is not
Give
good.
us Zartan and we'll let you go.
And they kind of look at it like, okay. So they kind of walk over. They grab the unconscious Zartan. They drop their weapons, grab Zartan, and unceremoniously chuck him out from behind the sandbags, and he flops down onto the ground out in front of you.
Okay.
Then they put their hands up.
And Fox 1's gonna walk over and pick up Zartan.
Okay.
If you survive the flight back, you are one lucky man.
Oh no.
And if you do survive,
You're not going to put him in your Bombay, are you?
No, he's going to be in the cockpit. But
That
let's see how he handles 15G turns.
Oh boy.
Without a seatbelt, even. Oh boy.
All right. So are you flying back up to the tunnel
Fox
entrance?
1 is going to transform and try to put him into his cockpit and fly out.
Okay, you're able to get him into your cockpit, no problem. I am going to have you do piloting to one check to see if you make it the whole way without bumping into anything.
All right, so that's
Just remember, a cockpit is cockpit's designed to have someone in it. My Bombay was not.
Yeah. Well, you also half transformed with the guy in your Bombay, so.
Yeah.
14.
14?
Actually, wait, I forgot that's specialized. So actually, no, it's 15 because I rolled a 2 with the D4 and a 1 with the D6.
So yeah, bottom of your fuselage does scrape the wall on a couple occasions, but you manage to avoid any major impacts as you fly along. So that's going to be you for the next little bit. What's everybody else doing?
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm racing ahead, picking up Lady J and just bugging out here.
So yeah, Lady J hops into your driver's seat and says, "Hey guys, nice to see you again."
Yeah, hope we ain't making a pattern out of this here.
Yeah, we gotta stop meeting like this.
Careful, I think some Flint left in the glove compartment.
What do you mean, Flint? What happened to Flint?
Well, kind of a difficult answer there.
He's okay.
He's okay. I mean, he's alive.
You guys are gonna have some explaining to do when we get back.
Look.
I don't want to sound
didn't-
ungrateful or anything, but if anything's happened to Flint, I'll kick all of your asses.
I'm gonna swoon silently.
All right. So you guys take off, running back toward the entrance. As you get closer to the kind of the fork in the road that you guys took, you hear a lot of screaming and a lot of roaring and the sound of heavy weapons coming from down below. It sounds as though Bruticus is having a bit of a tough time down there.
Yeah, that sounds like a Bruticus problem, not a us problem.
That's up to you guys.
Well, he did help. Onslaught did help us.
Well, Fox 1's obviously not there to advise them, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, I mean, obviously we need to get Lady J and the Joes out of here, but maybe Fox 1 and I could stay behind and
Fox
check
1's
on his
flying
progress.
Fox 1's flying out with Zartan.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's got precious cargo too. What kind of? What's it sound like? How does it sound like he's having a hard time?
some of the roars sound like they're roars of pain, and not just there's rage, and there's some triumphant things as you assume he's making hits, but you can also tell he's getting hit with weapons that are hurting him.
More than likely hurt the hell out of me if they can do that to him.
That's true, but that's assuming they shoot at you.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think they're going to hit
But
you.
it's up to you guys. If you want to run down that way and try to help, or if you want to evacuate, that's up to you.
I'm gonna look at everybody else. I know, like, anybody want to come with me?
I mean, I recognize he's doing us a solid for the moment, but he is an enemy of ours. I mean, this could be the two problems taking care of themselves at once here.
Think tactically. He's also an important asset against Cobra. Currently, our current alignment is with the Decepticons, and in that case, I'm thinking of him as a war asset.
Do you want to risk them being captured again?
Exactly.
All right.
Well, Lady J just kind of puts a hand up and says, you know, I'd kind of like to be out of here if it's all the same to you guys.
All right. All right. Here's a compromise suggestion here. Fox One and Shadowbolt, you lot are actually able to move faster than me. So
Fox One's already flying out.
Yeah, Fox One isn't with you at the moment. He's flying up the tunnel.
For Primus' sake. All right.
Just get her out of here. I'll take care of this.
All right. Well, trusting you to pull out of here fast if things start turning weird.
Yeah, my primary, my fighting is not my.
All right. I'm still a truck, so basically open the door, say, all right, all Joes in, let's go.
The Joes are already riding in you.
That's kind of convenient to end up with 3 Joes plus Lady J, which is just enough to fill all my seats. All right, let's go.
Yep.
Put it in gear and start going.
All right, I'm gonna head down.
Okay, so Lucian, you make it up to the top. Zero, as you're flying along, you actually kind of feel something scan you, and the tunnel actually starts moving on its own, almost like it's detecting a flying thing trying to exit, and it's just programmed to open when that happens.
Good.
So you fly out just fine. Lucian, you manage to drive out, because you drive faster than he flies, apparently. You manage to drive out just before it slams shut behind you. So you guys are on your way back to Optimus Prime and the convoy, and D. Oswald, you start to move deeper into the facility. You pass by the broken barricade from before, which is now flattened, and there's just nothing left of it. The residential quarters are completely deserted and in worse shape than before. There's big slash marks in the wall. You see 2 of those helicopter enemies from before lying broken and detonated off to the side. There's some of those trouble bubbles from before. Every few 100 yards or so, there's one of those that's broken. There's dead Cobra guys all over the place. Parachutes lying all over the floor. So it's just a trail of destruction that's been wrought here. But as you go along, you start to notice more and more heavy weapons deserted off to the side. There's a stationary recoilless rifle. There's rocket launcher tubes. There's some heavier machine guns. And the yells are getting closer as you make progress. You turn a corner and it opens up into a big room. This looks like an actual hangar, like a proper hangar. There's another tunnel, kind of like the one that you guys came in from, off against one wall, kind of extends out that way. And there are a bunch of Cobra helicopters down there, currently with no pilots. And Bruticus is standing there in the middle, all along the walls. It's just tons and tons of Cobra soldiers, all of them equipped with heavy weapons, and they are just pelting the crap out of Bruticus right now. He's holding his own weapons are firing away, but it looks like it's almost death by 1,000 cuts, and he is very damaged.
making a tactical assessment. I guess I can roll for like investigation to see if I could get their attention. Try to get him to.
Or you can use your analyze target ability too. You're an analyst.
That's true.
Okay, so what specifically would you be trying to find out?
The technical assessment would be, I'm trying to see what it would take to draw fire away from him, and possibly from, like looking for. You said it's a hangar. Are there any fuel supplies there? Are there any like weapons out on gurneys or something ready for loading?
Okay.
Or,
yeah. So
or the helicopters.
You can give me a roll for that.
Okay. What? I don't think I have that marked.
That will be alertness.
Oh, alertness. That would be 16.
Okay. So as you look around the hangar, like it's pretty clear that between you and Bruticus, it's going to be pretty hard to get things to shoot at you instead of him because I mean, look at him. But you do.
Well, I want to start damaging them. I want to start getting.
If you want to maximize damage to them, there is a rather large stockpile of what appears to be missiles underneath one of the catwalks. You think that if you were able to set that off, that would do some pretty significant damage to their numbers on that particular wall.
All right, I'm going to take careful aim and shoot.
Okay, attack roll.
6. That is going to be 24.
Okay, yeah, you hit those missiles with no problem. So, pow! That kind of fizzes for a second, and then, boom! Big vertical detonation as these things shoot straight up. A couple of their rocket motors actually ignite, and they just go zipping off in crazy directions, almost like a deadly fireworks display. They start slamming to the ceiling, over into the walls. One of them hits Bruticus in the ass, and he is not happy about that. But it definitely gets the attention of Cobra, and they look down at the detonated remains of the missiles, and they also see where the shot came from. And some of them are starting to point their heavier weapons at you. There's going to be 2... this place is full of dudes. Let me roll a d10 to see how many recoilless rifle shots are coming at you.
Why do I imagine Tchaikovsky playing over the PA system?
So you are going to get shot at by 4 recoilless rifle shots.
It's the last thing I ever hear, my friend. I knew what I was taking my.
So how does 22 do?
I hate you.
All right, so these things, they slam into you, 4 of them, 1 damage each.
That he's down.
I'm down.
All right.
Glass cannon is.
You get knocked down, but Bruticus, he's still on an absolute tear, and he actually notices through his bloodlust and rage that some of the guys have shot at something other than him for once. He kind of reaches over and slams the wall where they were, squashes them against it, looks over and sees you laying there inert, looks down at the missiles, realizes what's happened, and he's still getting shot up pretty bad. He looks around, kind of reassesses the tactical situation, and he walks over toward you, bends down, picks up what's left of you, and runs for the tunnel, just as fast as he can, booking it out of there.
Saved by Bruticus.
So
well,
he manages to get into the tunnel. He's sprinting up. Some of those turrets from before deploy from the ceiling, but he's tall enough that as he passes by, he actually physically smacks into them and snaps them off their mountings as he goes past. He gets to the door up at the top, and he actually punches up into the roof, wedges his hands out onto solid ground, and physically braces his back up against the ceiling, and does a giant push-up on the ledge, and physically forces the door open.
Jesus
the whole
Christ.
tunnel starts to shift, and he pushes it up and rolls through. It slams back down behind him, and he starts sprinting in the direction of the convoy.
Is it too late for me to change my name to Kenny?
So so Bruticus now kind of hobbling. He's been through a lot, but he manages to kind of stagger his way back toward the convoy. You guys all, one by one, manage to arrive back at the convoy. You have successfully rescued Lady J and Bruticus from the clutches of Cobra.
And captured Zartan.
And captured Zartan, yes.
And fucked up Flint bad.
You also still have the all the video files and data that you pulled from their experimental computers.
Hopefully it didn't. Hopefully hopefully my memory isn't shot again.
So you guys all managed to get back to the convoy. Bruticus comes in last of all. The weapons all kind of point at him as he comes in, but they see his damaged state and they see him holding on to you. He kind of raises his other hand up in a gesture of surrender and just gently sets you down in front of Ratchet. He looks down at you and goes, well, this is familiar. You all right? Can you transform?
Wish I could punch you for that.
Hey, don't bite the hand that fixes.
So Fox 1, of course, has landed with Zartan, and as he sees Shadowbolt's just utterly broken form, he's like,
again.
What? Well, first of all, another flashback. This time, he is standing in front of Solus Prime. And he is being chewed the fuck out for abandoning a wingman.
Ooh.
And he also hears another name. Avianus. He's like, why? What? Why do I remember that name? And then as he snaps out of it, he's like, by Primus, what have I done? And he runs over to Shadowbolt's side to check if he's still online.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is still online. Ratchet kind of elbows you out of the way and says, "Let the professional work. He'll be fine. Just let me do my thing. Give him some air."
You've been reading my work, Zero?
I'm not quite as dead as I was last time.
Oh, I lost 2 wingmen.
He's been hit by recoilless rifles, so he has some very definite dents from shape charges that have smacked into him. But he's not in pieces. He is still a singular unit.
Oy.
He's like, I've already lost 2 wingmen in this damn war. Out of hundreds. I don't need to lose
Bruticus separates into his individual units. All the Combaticons kind of form a line and walk up to Ratchet and kind of stand by patiently, waiting their turn. He looks back and sees all 5 of them and just goes, scrap.
Where's Wheeljack when you need him?
Like, did you
Or
guys...
Red Alert.
Is there anyone here who isn't broken?
Yeah, I'm not broken.
It's mostly it's cosmetic damage in my case. It can wait.
Lady J gets out of Yard Dog and says, "All right, where the hell is Flint, and what the hell happened to him?"
Fox
All right.
just gives a side eye to Yard Dog.
All right, so I want to lead off by saying my intentions were good here.
The risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at math.
Yep. Pretty much.
So he actually hobbles out from the med tent or the combat ambulance. His leg is definitely in a splint, and he's on crutches. And he is.
I'm more or less behind him, and I'm just gonna lift him up.
Maybe you shouldn't jerk him around like that.
So you come toward him, and he kind of puts up a hand and says, "If you don't mind, I've kind of had enough of being picked up by Cybertronians for one day.
Hey, come on.
I'd
Have I hurt you?
Real man's got to walk by himself, and he
But a
real
man
he stands up tall
always
and like
allows
goes to
help.
set aside his crutches and take a step, and then stops, and then puts the crutches back to where they should be, and uses the crutches to walk the rest of the way. Says, "Yeah, on second thought, I'll just do it this way."
I don't know what he was expecting to do with that, but
Lady
okay.
Lady J runs up to him, and they give each other a massive hug. They're both very happy to see each other more or less okay. And she looks back at you guys and is like, "From the way you guys were talking, I thought you'd killed him."
I mean, no,
He
just a
nearly
little.
will.
She looks back and says, "You are not allowed to do whatever caused this ever again." He kind of looks back.
Well-
and says, "Sure, yes, Mom."
Well, in his defense, it was one of those Cobra mode lock turrets that shot him.
So he takes her orders in her chastisement and says, "Yes, Mom. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am."
Oof. There's some issues going on there, but all right.
So she kind of like smacks him and then gives him a big kiss, and then they hobble off together with him leaning on her for support back toward the ambulance.
For the audience, keep in mind, canonically, Flint and Lady J eventually have a kid together.
Yeah, their relationship was like the worst kept secret ever.
It's not even remotely secret. They don't even bother to try and hide it.
Eat.
They're just straight up a couple. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like Duke and Scarlet, they are just a couple, straight up.
Rules bend for G.I. Joes. What can I say?
Yeah, the fraternization is perfectly normal for the G.I. Joe.
I think I know. I don't think she's with anybody, but CoverGirl is constantly being hit on by Shipwreck.
Of course.
Every woman in G.I. Joe is being hit on by Shipwreck. And most of the women outside of G.I. Joe, too. He just hits on any woman he sees.
Hey, he's based on Jack Nichols.
In fact, he's actually here. So he's watched Lady J walk off with Flint, and he kind of like sidles up to Barracuda and looks up and says, "So, you come here often?"
You can pick me up.
Yeah, you can pick me up if you want.
Oh,
No,
dude.
this is my first day here.
Well, hey, there's a first time for everything, isn't there?
Gee.
Duke comes around from behind one of the
probably.
vehicles, grabs him physically by the ear, and just drags him away.
And then she goes, "Oh, thank fuck for that."
Fox One shrugs and says, "That's for the best. I'm pretty sure there's compatibility issues."
And it's
Worth
just-
it. You hear from the back.
Yeah, exactly. You hear from the back. It's like, you never know if you don't try.
Good,
like
because
it.
I
I like
don't
it,
want to know.
He says, "There's hardware and then there's hardware."
Oh boy.
Tell that to Jack Darby.
So you guys, you make your report to Optimus, and he's
So
great,
your drone's broken again.
great work, Autobots. Unfortunately, the Cobra base is still there. How much damage did you manage to do to it?
That's the combatic.
Yeah,
They
ask
did most of it.
Bruticus.
I managed to make it most of the way inside. Did a lot of damage to their hangar. I don't think that their flyers are going to be giving you a whole much more trouble. So, Optimus kind of thinks to himself for a second. Says, still, I don't feel like moving the convoy forward, knowing that is going to be behind us. I think it's best if we destroy it. He looks over at the mortar and says, "Give me an afternoon. I'm going to have a talk with Wheeljack."
Optimus, is there a chance we can scout it out first, map it out, and then if we get another one like it, then we know what to expect?
It's not a bad idea, but Give me some time to think. I may have an idea of my own. It might not be necessary.
Just drop nukes on it from orbit. The only way to be sure.
Something to that effect. And that is where we'll call it for today.
I was gonna add that Fox One asks Optimus, can I ask you a private question?
I suppose
Does the
so.
name Avianis mean anything to you?
Avianis. Come with me. We'll have a talk about it.
Yes, sir.
And we'll call it there. We'll pick that up next week.
All right, that works. Pretty good.
Any level up?
Mm.
The mission's not over, so probably not.
Not quite. If you guys manage to destroy the base, we'll have that
Okay.
be a level up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of, we need to be in a couple places at once. Like, if any of us have been in a position to wait outside and just spot with the laser designator, then we probably could have blown it up. But we
Hey,
all
we
have
got
places to be.
Zartan. We got Zartan though, although I guarantee he's gonna escape somehow.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't blow it up with the mortar while there were hostages inside, so you've managed to get Lady J out. Bruticus is now free, which I'm sure the Decepticons will greatly appreciate. And I believe the convoy will also appreciate, because now he's traveling alongside the convoy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and now there's no friendlies left inside the base, so you can probably just do whatever the heck you want. And if you really need information about the insides, you might be able to get that out of Zartan.
How good is Zartan at resisting interrogation?
We will find out, won't we?
Oh boy, I guess we will.
This ought to be fun.
So, what'd you guys think?
I got
like
my
this
ass
one.
kicked again, sir.
But you did a decent amount of ass kicking of your own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I recognize we kind of did this to ourselves, but we did kind of have D step away for a significant chunk of the mission there.
Well, D chose to return to the convoy with the wounded, so it seemed to me like that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And-
couldn't.
and
No, couldn't.
Normally they say never split the party, but I figured Zartan is a high value asset, so it was worth it.
Whatever decisions you guys make, we roll with. That's just how you do it.
Same with me.
And the consequences thereof. When you run solo into a giant horde of Cobra soldiers with heavy weapons, you get a lot of them shot at you.
I knew what I was getting myself into. I'm like, yeah,
exactly.
it's gonna happen again.
So,
but it was worth it.
You guys seem to understand the stakes. Everything seems to be going pretty well. You guys totally demolished that turret, which I was going to have be a whole fight, and you killed it instantly. Same goes for the helicopter guy. You made very quick work of him.
Well, that was the helicopter was a couple good rolls up front. The gun was just, I've been playing Half-Life again. I know that's what you do with turrets and sniper replacements, is pop a grenade. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys made good use of your equipment. You, especially to get the hostage out. I was going to try and nudge you guys in the direction of maybe having Scrounger sneak through the cell block.
I was trying to think about that.
Trying to wind up behind.
I thought about it, but he's not very good at sneaking.
Well, he wouldn't really have to be, but that's okay. The thing you guys decided to do worked just fine. So, and I'd forgotten that Zartan has an aversion to bright light.
I'll have to keep that in mind as well for the campaign I'm GMing as well, because Cobra's going to be heavily involved in that.
Yeah, and for the record, Onslaught and the rest of the Combaticons are very grateful that you decided to come back and help, because they would have just stayed there until they were destroyed. You kind of shook them out of the funk they were in and allowed them to escape.
I suppose.
So while he feels that his debt to you is repaid by getting you out of there, he is still he respects you.
He would have known me from before, when I was a Decepticon. So
yeah. Well, you've gone from a turncoat Decepticon that he hates to a turncoat Decepticon that he respects.
Does he respect me for sneaking up behind him?
Yes. In fact, Onslaught might actually more than respect you.
Uh-oh.
Your dog's starting to have some questions of who he's partnered up with. It's like I got a lot of Decepticons and Decepticon sympathizers all around me
a
here.
lot of
Onslaugh's
executing
gotta cry.
prisoners. A lot of
Yeah.
prisoners don't tend to end up very well with you guys, do they?
They do not.
And
Especially the human
well,
ones.
no, nobody's got more questions than Fox One though, because he's like, "Why am I remembering these?" We'll find out next time.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I think that's a good place to call it. I hope it was as entertaining to watch as it was to play. I had a great time.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
So we're
Can't
going
wait to actually get up north.
we're going to call it there. We'll be back next week, hopefully, at the same time. So I want to thank everybody for coming along with us on this adventure, giving your input in the chat. It was good to hear from you guys. So we will see you next time. Until then, this is Mage Leader signing off.
Ciao.